Good morning and welcome to the 2023 Visions Off-Road presented by Can-Am, and this is Ultra 4 Racing. You are in for some great racing action through the tight trees at Mid-America Outdoors in Jay, Oklahoma for this double points race. I am Miles Haskins alongside my good friend Jim Marsden, and this is the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, and we are about to get this party started.
Miles, it's so good to be back here. I love this race course. It's absolutely awesome. As you just mentioned, this is the 4500s and 4800s of the EMC classes. What is EMC? Everyman's Challenge. Where does that come from? King of the Hammers. Now, that was the birthplace of Ultra 4 Racing, but right now, it's all about Visions 2023 at Outdoors America Outdoors, and we can't... I'll start that again. At Mid-America Outdoors here in Jay, Oklahoma. Look at these cars. We've got 21 runners and riders today across two separate classes, but it's going to be Ryan Taylor who qualified in the pole-sitting position with a 50.32.
And sitting at second position, number 56, is Brent Harrell.
And just behind him, it is Woody Rose.
Then in fourth is Brian Trimp.
And then it's the first of our 4500s. It's Troy Digby.
In sixth spot is Ryan Webb.
Then the second of our 4500s is Rick Lavezzo.
And then Cody St. Clair sitting in that eighth spot overall.
And then in ninth is Jeremy Jones.
10th, Jesse Oliver.
In 11th is Eric Weichel.
12th, Justin Barton.
In 13th, Justin Miron.
14th, Bob Lindgren.
And then in 15th is Kimberly Sparrow.
16th goes to Johnny Valadez.
And in 17th is Dwayne Garrettson.
18, Jeff Flanagan.
Then in 19th is Sean Rance.
20th is Brian Moore.
And rounding out the field is Jeff Martin in 21st position. But you might be saying to yourself, why is Sean Rance right down there in 19th position? That's because some of these cars had some little accidents, shall we say, during qualifying.
They had anti-gravity going against them and flipped over a little bit.
Indeed, gravity got a hold and dragged them over. And we're sitting on the right start line right now with Ryan Taylor in that absolutely gorgeous Trent Fab car.
And don't forget, there are two different races going on at the same time. It'll be one at a time every 20 seconds. This race is on adjusted time. It is an 8-mile lap. They'll race for 1.5 hours, and then the white flag comes out. So 8.5 hours, and then one more lap to go. So we'll see how this shakes out. And the fastest lap of this week thus far is the young Nathan Parker with a 14:06.
Yeah, that was an astonishing fast. We expected the Pro Mods yesterday in the UTV class to be beating that, but they didn't. The course is starting to break down out there. The ruts are getting deep, and it's becoming more technical. Now, race conditions are absolutely perfect here. There's moisture on the ground. We had a little bit of rain last night as well. It's going to keep the dust down, and it is perfect race conditions here in Jay, Oklahoma.
We'll have 21 cars take the line here in just a little bit. We have 15 in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. We have 6 in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. And speaking about that, a 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, you can have 2.5 shocks per corner, limited to 14 inches of travel. Mechanical steering, a maximum of a 37-inch DOT tire, front-mounted engine, but unlimited horsepower.
Indeed, you can. In the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legend class, you can have a front or rear mounted engine with unlimited horsepower. The vehicle must contain 2 seats side by side, a single shock per corner, and a maximum of a 37-inch DOT tyre. Only solid axles allowed, and you are allowed to have new fully built vehicles built to spec and built to rulebook.
So, Jim, you say DOT tire. That's a street-legal tire. This is not a race tire.
Yeah, that's correct. These are tyres that you can buy in any tyre shop anywhere in the world.
And then you also just said Trent Fab. What is Trent Fab? What is Jimmy's? What is Tribe 16?
Well, these are specific manufacturers of chassis. Now, when this all kicked off back in 2007, people were using modified vehicles such as Jeeps, Land Rovers, all sorts of different things. Now we build custom-built racing chassis for these class of vehicles, and this Trent Fab here is a perfect example of that. So this is a solid axle vehicle. That means it has a beam axle at the front and a beam axle at the rear.
Which is a straight axle, solid axle?
Indeed
beam
it is.
Axle?
Yep, that's correct. And you can see it's running a single shock at the front and a single shock at the rear. Now, this is a Legends class car, so it is allowed to have hydraulic steering. That means there is no mechanical link, and it has a fluid link that is moving the steering.
These cars are extremely fast, and all you have to do is throw a 44-inch tire and a couple shocks on that car, and you can go racing 4,400 as well. That's about the only difference on these cars.
It is. The technology is absolutely remarkable, and we've got some very, very fast cars out on track. Ryan Taylor had an absolute stunner of a qualifying run.
And the green flag is flying for Ryan Mountain Taylor, with Corey Day riding shotgun number 53 out of North Liberty, Indiana, with Team Indiana and Rock Root Racing. He was a national champion in 2022. We'll see how it goes.
And lining up right now, it's car 56, is Brent Harrell, son of Brett Harrell, who we are going to see racing tomorrow. And this vehicle was built by Paul Herschel. Look at it. It's absolutely astonishing. The pinnacle of 4800 innovation right now. And he thunders off the line. Listen to that comedy-sized V8 as it roars off down this field.
Brent Harrell with Justin riding shotgun out of Almsville, Oregon, with Change Order Racing in that Horschel chassis.
And this is another Trent Fab car. This is Woody Rose.
He has got Tad Dowker riding shotgun number 22 out of Sparks, Nevada, with Trent Fabrication and that beautiful top-shelf Trent Fab chassis.
Yeah, it's worth talking about here. These vehicles can either run with just the driver or run with a passenger, as Woody Rose takes off the line and is our third vehicle to make their way down into the woods.
Takes off from the race line start-finish. Up next is going to be the 896 of Brian Trimp with Colin Morlock riding shotgun out of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, with Shallow Pockets Racing with a Jeep Armory chassis.
Yeah, very different look to this car. And he will be so pleased to be qualifying here in fourth position. A great run there with a 51.687.
And Brian Trimp is off the line.
Okay, lining up now is the first of our 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. This is Troy Digby in the 4514, and off the line he goes. He qualified with a 52.23.
He's got Tom Biddle riding shotgun out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with Digby Racing.
He's got a real old school look going on there, and now it's the 717 of Ryan Webb.
Ryan Rollover Webb with his son Blaine Webb riding shotgun out of Bossier City, Louisiana, with Kryptonite Racing. He's in a Jimmy's chassis.
Yeah, and he's running those new Kenda tyres there by the looks of it. Kevlar sidewalls.
See a little blue smoke puffing out there.
Yeah, a lot of these engines have been sat there idling, and they will just be clearing their throats as they make their way off the start line. Now, this is Rick Levezzo. This is a Get Bent chassis, and this car is built to absolutely to the letter of the law. It really is a remarkable 4500 machine. Huge engine in the front of this. And if you get a chance, check out the steering. It really is very innovative. As Rick Levezzo blazes off the line.
Rick Levezzo with James Mahoney riding shotgun out of Fort Worth, Texas, with R Squared Racing and a Get Fab Ford Bronco with an LS7.
And this in the 4561 really does need no introduction. This is Cody Sinclair.
The Texas Kid with Tyler Haggard riding shotgun, the 4561 out of Ponder, Texas, with SCR Motorsports and that beautiful built Tribe 16 chassis by Adam Shear and Company. And he takes off with a rocket. They are really giving it all. They're taking one at a time every 20 seconds.
And this is another Trent Fab car. This is the 4837 of Jeremy Jones, racing in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class.
He has Dom Balducci riding shotgun out of Laramie, Wyoming, with Doc Jones Racing. Another Trent Fab chassis. And Derek Trent is on site, Mr. Trent Fab himself. There's Cody St. Clair coming into screen. You're heading down to the first little wood obstacle. This is an 8-mile course. Lots of woods, lots of hay pastures, 5 either-ors, a couple creeks you have to cross, a little bit of everything here at Mid-America Outdoors during the 2023 Can-Am Visions Extravaganza.
And this is the 4517 of Jesse Oliver. And he is our fourth 4500 car going off the line today. The Yukon Gear and Axle 4500 is well represented here this weekend.
Randy Knoll riding shotgun out of White Lake, Michigan, with Oliver Racing.
And next on the line, this is Eric Weichel in the 406. This is a car that you're never going to lose. Just look at that livery.
And I can't wait to see a drone shot of it. The top of it's got a smiley face on it. So Eric Weichel with Joe Fabrizio riding shotgun out of Helena, Montana with Some Fear 406 Racing in his Jimmy's chassis.
And off the line he goes. And you can see them here. They'll be coming down towards this hot pit. There is Eric.
There's a great shot of the Amsoil hot pits.
And now this is Justin Barth, 417. We saw him racing yesterday in the UTVs.
He has got Anthony Outriding shotgun out of Springfield, Missouri with Barth Racing in his Jimmy's 4x4 48P chassis. There's Eric Weichel blowing by the Amsoil hot pits. If you do choose to go into the Amsoil hot pits, there's one entrance and one exit. Once you enter, it's 25 miles an hour.
I always think that 25 mile an hour is very generous. I wish we would do the same in Europe. They reduce us down to 5 mile an hour, which I always find is a bit dumb, but there we are. Everybody has their rules. And this is the 193 now of Justin Miron.
Justin Myron out of Williamsburg with Myron's Garage Racing. This is his first Ultra 4 USA race. So the first round is on us. We took care of his entry fee. So if you've never raced Ultra 4 USA, come check it out. The first round is on us. This is our 13th competitor taking off into the woods.
And our 14th competitor lining up very shortly with the 819 there of Bob Lindgren.
With Jared McGee riding shotgun out of Salida, Colorado with Rusty Nail Racing in the Jimmy's 4x4 chassis. This car's been around a very long time. It used to race 4,400. Now they've put a single shock down some 37-inch tires and racing the 4,800 Legends class car.
Is that Lauren Healy's old car?
No, it is not, and I just draw a blank.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on it as well. But
I do apologize.
Now, we'll come back to us. There's so much floating around in our brains these days.
It's been a long week, but it's been a fun week, Jim.
Exactly, but we've got over 10 years of history in Ultra 4 racing, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult to pull back those little memories, but we'll get there. But, oh, look at this.
Oh, getting a little sideways. Bobby Lindgren having some fun out there.
And that is Kimberly Sparrow going off the line now in the 872.
With her husband Hunter Sparrow riding shotgun out of Denver, Colorado with Sparrow Motorsports.
And this is 717 of Johnny Valdez lining up right now. And that is
Kimberly Sparrow. Off the line next is 1717 of Johnny Valadez.
He's already left, and now it is no other than car 26. This is Dwayne Garrison. Now, Dwayne, he had a bit of a gravity issue.
Had a little tumble during qualifying?
During qualifying, which is why we normally expect to see him right at the pointy end of the field, but not this time.
Dwayne Garrison with Jeremy Tipton riding shotgun number 26 out of Alma, Arkansas with Come Get You Some Off-Road in his Jimmy 4x4 chassis. He won King of the Hammers just a few months ago.
Yeah, and he's going to be a good one to watch. It's going to be great action to see. Dwayne, can he push up through this field of talented drivers? You wouldn't bet against it. And he's one of those guys who suddenly, he's not there, and then all of a sudden at the end of the race, he pops up in the top three. Next off the line is going to be Jeffrey Flanagan in the 869.
Local boy out of Disney, Oklahoma, Jeff Flanagan with Flanagan Motorsports in a Bent Fab chassis.
And this is a car that really does need very little introduction. This is the 4531 of Sean Rance, the OG Bronco.
It has been around for a long time. With Chuck Richardson riding shotgun out of Aztec, New Mexico with Mud Nut Racing and that 1976 Ford Bronco Jesse Hames fabrication chassis. 455 small block taking off.
And we're coming to the pointy end now. This is Brian Moore. 918.
His first race was Crandon last year. Brian Moore with David Moore riding shotgun out of Tulsa, Oklahoma with Moore Racing in a Blue Torch Fab chassis.
Now there's a name you don't hear very often these days.
Blue Torch, that's an old school name. I saw Peter Bassler riding around the other day, had a fun little chat with him.
And off the line goes Brian Moore and our final runner and rider. I'm rounding out our 21. is the 1470 of Jeff Martin.
With Justin Sherwin riding shotgun out of Martinsville, Indiana, with Martin Racing in another Get Bent Fab chassis. So that is 21 cars out on this 8-mile course. They're taking off one at a time every 20 seconds.
Yeah, now let's talk
Sorry, it is 30 seconds. We were going to do 20, but I'm looking at the timing. It is 30 seconds.
Now, yesterday we saw times in and around about the 15 minutes for the UTVs was an average, and we even saw the Spider Track's 4600 stock class breaking 18 minutes to do a lap. What kind of speeds are we expecting these guys to be going around in?
Remember, this course is getting tore up. We got a little bit of weather overnight also, so I'm going to say we're going to be in that 15-ish minute mark, I think. That's going to be my guess, 15 minutes flat.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about this yesterday. It's going to be, the big story is going to be tyres. Is can you keep the tyres under these vehicles? We know that's going to cost them time when they're coming back in. They've got to go into the hot pits so they can get another tyre in the rack. Do they stop out in the field and make the change, or do they stop when they come back in?
Do they limp it? Remember, this is a no-chase race, so only you and your driver can do it. You and your co-driver or a fellow competitor or Ultra 4 USA Safety. Otherwise, you have to make it all the way to the Amsoil hot pits. There's a great high and wide angle. There's a little S-turn right there, and that is a fun part of the course. Then they dip back into the trees. Lots of passing opportunities, lots of single track. There are 5 either-ors. It is going to be an amazing day of racing for the 2023 Can-Am Visions here at Mid-America Outdoors.
And it is absolutely fantastic. Inside these woods are incredible valleys and gullies, streams and crossings. It really has got a little bit of everything on this course. So we've got 21 runners and riders out there right now, and it was Ryan Taylor who headed out the field. So we need to start thinking about what's going to be happening in this race today. So it's an hour and a half of racing plus 1 lap. Now, some of these cars, they're going to find this a little bit difficult to be able to complete this course without actually refueling. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that and see if people are coming up with strategy. Now, this is an awesome bit here. They're actually going down through a stream bed here. Look at this as he makes his way down through. And I think that might be our current race leader. And I think that is about race mile 6 there we see him on this 8-mile course.
And this is about mile marker number 6, like you're saying, Jim, and that's a fun little creek section. It's a really cool part of the course. We got a couple of our volunteers out there making sure everything's running smooth, and look at that little splash it's coming through.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Now, this is either good or bad, depending on which way you look at it. It's good because it cools down your transmission and brings down your engine temperatures. But on your first lap, you don't want to get your race suit soaking wet. Don't forget, most of these vehicles do not have any kind of windscreen at all. They're completely open-fronted. So they have to watch their pace going through these kind of streams so they don't get all that water come into the car. And it looks like that is our race leader there. Ryan Taylor making his way out of the creek and now onto the Spider Tracks.
The Spider Tracks backstretch.
You got me. So another stream crossing there. He'll just be pushing through there. He'll just be looking in his mirrors trying to check out. He had a 30-minute head start. A 30-second head start over second place Brett Harrell. And Brent will be pushing hard in that Horschel-built vehicle to try to catch him as Ryan disappears into the trees.
While we just get in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, we have another special guest we're going to bring in, Mrs. Courtney Prost from Hammer King Productions.
Good morning, Courtney. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm fantastic. How are you doing? That was a great kickoff to the day.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. There's nothing we love more than Ultra 4 racing, and I know that you love Ultra 4 racing as well. What do you think about these classes? We've got so many vehicles here this weekend. You must be so proud to see this.
Absolutely. I mean, we have some of our King of the Hammers 2023 rookies out there. Troy Digby, he is on the pole for the 4500 class. He was second place at KOH this year as one of the KOH rookies as well.
Yeah, that's a remarkable story in itself, and that's what we love about this sport. It doesn't matter whether you've been racing it for over 10 years or whether you're brand new to us, you all soon become part of our family, our racing family here. But tell us a little bit about Hammers 2024 and the rookie program and what you've got planned.
Absolutely. So we just announced the dates for Hammers 2024. It's going to be January 18th to February 3rd. And so I know that's an exciting one for everyone that people mark on the calendars. It ties in here because we're all a big family. So that's the first race on the Ultra 4 USA series. So excited to announce that coming in divisions this week. I'm here supporting our racers because so many of the racers that come to King of the Hammers also are here racing the national series as well. So we just kicked off the rookie program for 2024 as well, opened that up. That was something brand new in 2023 where anyone who's never been driver of record before at King of the Hammers can come and join us. And we put on a program essentially teaching you how to get to the Hammers, not only just to the start line, but how to register, how to get to the lake bed, literally how to help build your car. We have veteran competitors who come in and teach you tech, mapping, GPS. Literally, we had people who left the ranch and said they left and tore down their complete build after hearing from veterans and started all over again. And those are the people who left and they finished the race.
Yeah, to have that information, I cannot impress on people at home just how important that information is. And the fact that Hammer King are making these veteran racers and these advisors available for these rookies, I find incredible. It's a remarkable program. And the proof is in the pudding. And we're seeing it right now with Troy Digby, just as one example of how successful this program has been so far. And it's in its infancy. We've only just seen it take place this year in 2023. And the fact that we're already planning for 2024, it really does get me very excited.
Absolutely. Do I hear a car coming?
It looks here like we might be seeing our current race leader. This looks like Ryan Taylor there. We've got the drone following up behind, and it looks like he's got a flat tyre. Or has it? Yes, it does look like he has got a left rear flat as he breaks out into the top there of the Brannock Bowl. So that is the Trent Fab of Ryan Taylor. And he thunders across the line, and he's going to be going into the Amsoil hot pit any moment now. So he should be checking up. There he goes. Starts to check, and he'll be braking left any second. There he goes into the Amsoil hot pit. Now, this is where practice makes perfect, and Ryan has one of the best teams in the business. So what can they do? They should already be ready. They'll be on their rugged race radios. The jacks come out. Everyone goes to action. Now, you'll see that he's still got a spare wheel in the rack there. That means that they didn't stop to change it. He felt that he could get back into base and get that tyre changed. Now, this is interesting. This looks like this is going to be Brian Temp. But we will see, because I can hear horns blazing as well, which means there's probably more than one car coming up through into the Brannock Bowl at any moment. And I can see visually that Stephen Rose, or Woody Rose, is going to be the second car on course, crossing the race line start-finish, closely followed by Brian Temp.
Brian Trempy.
But the interesting thing with this is there's somebody missing. Brent Harrell. Where is Brent Harrell? So has he got a problem out on course? Has he had a flat tyre? There are so many things that could be happening right now. We've got a proper race on our hands. And you can see that our race leader, there's Ryan Taylor. He has just surrendered the lead to our new race leader, and that is Woody Rose in that Trent Fab car, making his way down into the woods right now.
And I'm pretty sure Ryan Taylor was national champion last year.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's always up there and always pushing hard.
And I think also it was his first full season racing, I'm pretty sure as well.
Yeah, and I believe Woody Rose, of course, was our winner at Legends of the Fall last year. More cars coming out there now.
That's Troy.
That
so
is
there's
Troy
our
Digby.
4,500.
Yep.
He's our pole. He set the pole for 4,500, and he is our 2023 second place 4,500 rookie as well.
He is. Troy's doing a fantastic job there. Blazes through the race line, start-finish, making his way down towards the hot pits. He passes straight by. No issues there for Troy. Got a good solid race going here. Now let's not forget he's on adjusted time and he is actually going to be pushing hard those other vehicles. And at the moment I can tell you that our race leader at the moment is Brian Tempe, closely followed by Woody Rose, and then it was Ryan Taylor. But Ryan, of course, came in with a flat tyre, and he's just exited the pits, as we can see there, making his way back onto course, and now he's got some hunting to do. So we've had 4 cars cross the line so far. In first position at the moment is Brian Tempe. And it looks like our drones picked up another vehicle making his way towards the Brannock Bowl. And this looks like it might be another Trent Fab car. It is Jeremy Jones. Looks like Jeremy Jones has had a fantastic first lap. Started in 9th position as he crosses the race line start-finish. And Jeremy Jones is our new race leader.
Yes.
What a first lap.
Jeremy Jones is also the overall EMC winner at the 2023 King of the Hammers as well.
Yeah, fantastic stuff there. Rick Lavezzo crosses the line, 6th overall and 2nd in 4,500. So a fantastic run here. We've really got some good cars and some great times coming together. But right now it's all about Jeremy Jones, our current race leader, as Cody Sinclair blazes through. Cody Sinclair is sitting in 2nd in class in the 4,500s, behind Troy Digby, and is 6th overall. So Courtney, Mid-America Outdoors, it's an amazing place, isn't it? To see all the different sports coming together in off-road and celebrating it as a one singular off-road festival. It must make you smile, must make you very happy to be here and enjoying this. I saw you last night down at the rock bouncing, enjoying that and watching the jet skis. It's quite remarkable, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. I've had such a wonderful time coming here and being welcomed by everyone here at Mid-America and Ultra 4 USA. And it's just great to be able to come out here and to, hang out with our racers and get clips of them and just be here. And it's the camaraderie. We teach that in the rookie program, and to be able to come here and, show the camaraderie between all the organizations. And, Miles is here, working here at the national races, and then Miles comes and joins us at KOH. And Miles and I were joking yesterday, and I said, the dates, and they start January 18th, and then we're like, oh, but we'll be on the lake bed on January 1st. And so it's fun. It's just great being here.
It is indeed. And we just saw Jesse Oliver crossing the line while we were chatting then. And Jesse Oliver has moved up into 2nd position in the 4,500 modified class. So a great drive there from Jesse Oliver. So let's just check out our top 3 in 4,800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. In 3rd is Woody Rose. In 2nd is Brian Tempe. In 1st place is Jeremy Jones in that Trent Fab car. And then in 1st position of 5th overall in 4,500 is Troy Digby. In 2nd, in 6th overall is Jesse Oliver. As more cars cross the line. And that is the 417 there of Justin Bath. But one young man we still haven't seen was the 2nd man off the line this morning, and that is Brent Harrell. So we'll be keeping up with that story as soon as we have any more information. As Eric Weichel comes in shot, Jimmy's Fab chassis crossing over that race line, start-finish line, and making his way down towards the Amsoil hot pits.
Well, I'm going to pass this back to Miles. So thank you for letting me jump on here and talk about the rookie program. So it's open. If anyone has never raced KOH before, kingofthehammers.com. Go ahead and check out the information for the rookie program, and we'll see you all on the lake bed January 18th.
We very much look forward to it. I'm not going to miss that one, that's for sure.
Thanks so much. I'm going to go hang out back there and grab some more videos.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much, Courtney. Give our best regards to Dave, and we look forward to catching up with you very, very soon.
Thank you.
So a big shout out to Courtney and Dave at Hammer King Productions, and for everything they do for us.
Thank you, Courtney Prost. That was a great little tidbit on the KOH rookie program. It's a lot of fun. Something that morphed from a one and done to look what it came to. It's so amazing. There's Justin Myron coming through, finishing his first lap. And right behind him is Bobby Lindgren.
Well, Miles, whether you're out of the chair, we've got lots of action going on here Look at this.
Let's check out the Optima Batteries leaderboard. Looks like we're going to go, well, let's start at the top. On adjusted time, it is Jeremy Jones out front.
In second position right now is Brian Trempy.
And third in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class is Woody Rose.
Woody Rose, and then our pole setter, Ryan Taylor. We saw him come across the line with a flat tyre. He's currently in fourth position.
And it's even going to be further back than that with that flat tyre.
Well, no, it's possible. They said we're going to have to wait and see because obviously he's lost a couple of minutes by going into the pits as well. So you are absolutely right. But the big story right now is where is Brent Harrell?
Brent Harrell has not came through yet. Tough break for him. But first in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class is Mr. Troy Digby.
Yeah, and then in sixth place overall and fifth in Legends is Justin Bath.
Seventh overall, second in the 4500 is Jesse Oliver.
And eighth overall and third in class is Cody Sinclair.
Ninth overall, fourth in the modified is Rick Levezzo.
Yeah, then in 10th overall and sixth in Legends is Bobby Lindgren.
What a great race. Here comes Dwayne Garrettson into screen number 26, the Ricky Bobby of Ultra 4 USA.
Yeah, now this is going to be very interesting. There's a couple of people who've had some incredible drives so far. We're watching Jeremy Jones. He started in 9th position, so he really did find a lot of pace out there on this track.
Dwayne Garrettson getting a little slideways. I don't see a puncture on the tire. Nope, just a little wet conditions. But he's keeping it going. Dwayne Garrettson out of Alma, Arkansas with that Jimmy's 4x4 Bronco. Limitless Performance 6-liter, Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Brannick, Yukon, Yokohama, Raceline Wheels, Brannick, Steinjager, Radflow, and Warren. And he's heading into the Amsoil hot pits.
Yeah, so Dwayne Garrettson there coming into the pits. Now, let's see what happens here. I think he's a little bit off pace. This is unusual. Dwayne's down in a 5th position in class at the moment and 10th overall.
And we, like I said, I saw him as he crossed over the race line start-finish. I did not see any flat tires. So why is he in there? They're looking at the front end. Is it steering? Is it a drive line?
Yeah, it's
Maybe
something going on with that car, that's for sure.
Here comes Kimberly Sparrow with her husband, Hunter Sparrow, riding shotgun. She had surgery just about 3 weeks ago, so she's going to try to race as long as she can, but she's probably only going to race about half of it.
So Dwayne Garrettson's going back out onto track now. It looks like they've just had a chat to him and just explained what was going on. They don't seem to have made any repairs, so perhaps they can't find anything.
Like I said, is it a driveline issue? Is it a steering issue? Is he worried about his shocks? We're not sure. We're all speculating, but we'll try to get some chatter over those rugged race radios.
Yeah, it's all speculation at this moment. As we're watching, is that Kimberly Sparrow?
That's Kimberly Sparrow in the Amsoil hot pits now.
And you can see their crew running from Dwayne Garrettson's pit. More vehicles coming around now. I believe that this might be Jeff Martin about to cross the line. That is the 1470 of Jeff Martin there. We've got a hell of a race going on here, Miles. It's absolutely fantastic.
This is wonderful. Remember, there are 2 races going on, the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. So 2 races going on at the same time. They are scored separately, but are racing all at the same. They took off one at a time every 30 seconds. This race is on adjusted time. It says 8-mile loop out here at Mid-America Outdoors in Jay, Oklahoma for the 3rd annual Visions on this 1,600-acre premier riding and racing park that is extremely family-friendly.
Yeah, we're just looking at the lap times here, and these guys are laying down roughly 16:23s at the moment. As we watch
I was guessing that 15-minute mark, and the course is really starting to fall apart. We were just walking across the Brannick Bowl a little bit ago on our break, and the ruts are, 2.5 foot deep? I mean, it is really dug out. Ooh, we've got some action coming up towards the Brannick Bowl.
Yeah, and as they come out of the Brannick Bowl, I don't know if we can see that, but you'll get an idea. Just look at this drone here, staying with these vehicles.
There's Jeff Flanagan, local boy from Disney, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and he's chasing hard at the moment. Just trying to pick out the car in front of him. And they'll be joining us up here any moment as they make their way through the Brannick Bowl onto the race line start-finish straight.
I believe that's Bob Lindgren.
It would make sense.
Nope, that is Sean Rance.
It is Sean Rance. I think, is it Sean got a flat maybe? No?
Jeff Flanagan and Sean Rance drag racing across the race line, start-finish, heading out for their second lap. What a great morning of racing it has been. And I'm going to bring in my normal co-host, Mrs. Pam Hall. She's been running all over this place, doing a little bit of everything. Pam, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing, Miles. It's been a great day having the kids go off the line this morning.
How much fun was that?
No, we had, how many cars did we had? 30?
25.
25. I thought it was over 30, but yeah. And then I ended up transporting Scotty Dog over to the Nitro Cross area and then watched a little bit of pit bikes just now. Back over here with you, and then I'm going to head over to the hot pits here in just a little bit, but it's been a great weekend.
Yeah, and you've been calling the side-by-side series and the trucks. It's been a great week. It's been a busy week, but it's been amazing. And then what do you think about Paul Wolf last night schooling the rock bouncers?
That was pretty cool. I actually was at the finish line last night helping out with that whole entire race, and I have video because I was doing the videos to make sure, when it becomes a photo finish, right? I have a video of him pogo sticking.
Yeah, and Jim and I were talking about that earlier. Did he hurt his car? Risk versus reward? I guess time will tell. He's going to be on that pole position in that next race, and it's going to be interesting. We just saw Woody Rose at mile marker number 6 with Brian Trimp right behind him.
All right, so I haven't been over here, but we have Jeremy Jones in the lead right now. Is that correct?
Yes, on adjusted time. He took off in 9th position, but on adjusted time, Jeremy Jones is sitting in that first place. Right behind him is Brian Trimp.
Wow, and Woody Rose in that 3rd position, Ryan Taylor in 4th.
And then first in the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class is Troy Digby.
And then in the 5th position for the 4,800 Legends is Justin Barth, and then in 2nd for 4,500 is Jesse Oliver.
And then 3rd for the modified class is Cody St. Clair.
And then in 4th position, Rick Lavezzo. And then in 6th position for the 4,800s is Jeff Martin. But 5th is Dwayne Garrettson for the 4,500 modified.
That is the Optima Batteries leaderboard. Remember, you can go to live.ultra4racing.com to have the same timing we have here in the Can-Am desk.
Well, it's been amazing out here. I've been listening to you and Jim as much as I can between running back and forth between everything. But the side-by-side championship series, we finished that out tonight. We do have our pro classes going, so I'll be heading over there after this.
That was Ryan Taylor cruising along in the 4,800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. What a great race we have on our hands. And right here, I believe, is going to be mile marker 3. And we were going to run the creek, but the creek, we got all this rain, and it was 2 feet deep when JT and I made the course a couple weeks ago. But everybody's pre-ran all the rain. Now it was like 3.5 foot, 4 foot deep, and JT's like, he axed it. Cut straight through the creek, not run it just for safety reasons.
Okay, now they cut that out yesterday as well, or
yep.
Yes,
because yesterday was the UTVs with a 33-inch tire, so would have been even deeper.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't seen the course since out marking with you guys. That was a blast as always. I know there's a lot of trail cutting and tree clearing going on.
It was a lot of work, but a lot of fun for sure. Look how big and vast Mid-America Outdoors is here for the 2023 Can-Am Visions Extravaganza. The left of your screen is what we call the hideout. We've got a Jumbotron, a couple food trucks, 16 flushable toilets with air conditioning as Doc Jones with Dom Valducci heading through.
Yes, and Jeremy Jones. Seeing him the other day, talking to him, chatting. He said he got his toter stuck over here when they were coming in because they came in after all that rain happened. But there we do have Troy Digby as well, trucking along on race course.
And there is so much action going out today, this week, so be sure to tune in. It's kind of like the Olympics. We have multiple races going on all at the same time, and they're all being streamed. Ultra 4 USA, Mid-America Pit Bikes, the RC cars. So kind of go to AOE.TV. You can choose your channel. Go to Mid-America Outdoors or Ultra 4 USA Facebook. Hit that share button. Start a watch party. Let's blow this thing up. This is the last 2 days of Visions. We have Ultra 4 today. We have Nitro Cross, Nitro Circus tomorrow. It's going to be one to watch for sure. There's Brian Moore in that blue torch fab. The number 918
And I love seeing them going through this terrain. I believe that is the last section right there before you come up out of this valley and turn right to come through the start-finish line.
You are absolutely correct. We'll see him just in a moment as he takes that hard right into the Brannock Bowl. And we were talking about those ruts. Yeah. Did you see those on your way over here?
I didn't. I heard about them, though. I've been talking to drivers, and they're saying the ruts are getting so deep. But that right there was a very interesting exit on the qualifying course the other day. Had quite a few flops.
It was a lot of fun. So Brian Moore with that Blue Torch chassis, LS 5.3 Maxxis Visions, and he wants to give a huge shout out to the Jensen brothers with Blue Torch.
And Woody Rose is following closely behind, coming up out of that little valley section. And then let's see who this one is coming through.
So Woody Rose is our physical race leader, with Brian Trimp right behind him, and Brian Trimp moves into first position on adjusted time. But I still think Jeremy Jones is going to be there because we only have the ticker right at the race line start-finish, and Woody Rose blows around Brian Moore on the outside of the Amsoil Hot Pits. And let's speak about that. The track they're on is wide open racing. If you go into the Amsoil Hot Pits, it's 25 miles an hour, and you'll be out there giving us some information over the Rugged Race radios here for the next race, I believe, correct?
I will, yes. We actually have a camera guy that's over at our pit bike area right now. We have one set up right now over there with a little bit of information will be coming from there later on, but I don't know if I'll make it quite over there for this race. But it's super cool being over there in the hot pits, Miles. I know you like to be over there as well. You like to use your little mic wrench. What is it called?
The wrench mic, King of the Hammers. We started that probably 7-8 years ago, and we kind of did it as a joke at first, and it kind of stuck. And I have fun with it, and everybody else enjoys it as well.
So let's talk about the hot pits yesterday. Team Momentum, they were very, very busy. They were
helping out everybody.
They were helping out everybody. There was one guy that came in that there was a tire in the back of his truck, and he was on 33s. He only had a 35-inch tire that he was able to put on.
There's Ryan Taylor and Corey Day. Our pole setter moves into that third position, but I think Jeremy Jones still has it, so I'll probably put him roughly fourth on adjusted time. And what a great race we have right now. If you are just tuning in, I am Miles Hasquist alongside my good friend, Mrs. Pam Hall. And this is the 2023 Can-Am Visions Extravaganza here at Mid-America Outdoors. And there is Jeremy Jones, so we'll know in less than a minute if he is still our race leader on adjusted time. But he is fourth out on course.
Fourth out on course. That's an awesome run, though, by him. I know that he's always one to reckon with out here, and there we have
Rick Levezzo,
yes.
And James Mahoney riding shotgun. And I was talking to them a little bit ago, Rick and James, and it sounds like James has a new car. I'm not going to spoil it, but he bought a really nice 4400 car. We'll see him debut that, we believe, at Lake Havasu.
Nice.
So Jeremy Jones still is our adjusted time leader. So Jeremy Jones in that first position for the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class.
And you know that he's super stoked about it. But right now we do have Brian Trimp in that second position.
And then in third, it's Woody Rose.
And in fourth position, Ryan Taylor.
And that's the only four competitors out on their third lap. This is an hour and a half, then the white flag comes out. So it's an hour and a half plus one more lap. And we started right on the money at 10 o'clock. So we're 37 minutes into racing.
So they probably will get roughly, another 2 or 3 laps in? No?
Yeah, I'd say 3...
3 at the max?
No, I'd say 6 more, right?
6 more laps?
Because, yeah, they've already done 3.
Oh, 37.
And they've only been racing for 30 minutes. So, yeah, I'm going to say they'll be shy of 10 laps. Right around that 10-lap mark is my guess.
I know, and we always do this, and I haven't been over here with you because we've had Jim over here from across the pond. But have you guys been doing any tinkering back and forth of fastest lap times?
Absolutely. I guessed yesterday 14 minutes flat, and Nathan the Phenom Parker got a 14:06. So I was pretty close on that one. And I don't know, we were talking the 4400 should be faster, but the course is falling apart, so I'm not sure if anybody's going to beat the 14:06 of Nathan Parker.
And the 14-year-old. I mean, It's so amazing. He had a little bit of an issue, ended up losing a tire and having some problems go on. But, yeah, fastest lap by a 14-year-old kid. I wonder what all these guys are thinking out here.
That's absolutely amazing. There's Kimberly Sparrow with her... No, that was Justin Myron. I apologize. There is Cody, the Texas kid, St. Clair, coming into screen. He'll be up at the Brannock Bowl here very shortly. This is a double points race for Nationals, both East and West Championship.
And what a great event. I know you guys have talked about it multiple times out here, but it's been an amazing event out here. And today there's 4 live streams going at the same time.
It is nuts, isn't it?
Yes.
There was Bobby Lindgren cruising along. And we have Cody St. Clair coming around the Brannock Bowl, crossing over the race line, start-finish, heading out for another lap. So he is our Cody St. Clair on adjusted time is leading the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, and look at him blowing by the AMSOIL hot pits.
Yes, and the sound of his engine going behind us. You have the best seat in the house. You get to see them right here up front, in personal, in close to our start-finish line, and that engine going by is such a great sound to hear.
And let's give us some of our amazing sponsors a huge shout-out. It is Raceline Wheels, AMSOIL, Mid-America Outdoors, Mile Marker, Rugged Race Radios, Project X Off-Road, Speed Sport, Can-Am, Good Boy Vodka, LaserNut, 360 Wraps, Optima Batteries, Spider Tracks, Brannick Motorsports, Yukon Gear and Axle, Whalen, Fun Haver Off-Road, King of the Hammers, American Outdoor Events, the Off-Road Syndicate. So please support who supports the sport, as Justin Barth gets a little slideways coming through the Brannick Bowl. So if you're building a rock crawler, a race car, a tow rig, a play car, please check out all these amazing marketing partners and show them the love that they are showing us. Justin Barth cruising by the AMSOIL hot pits.
And Justin Barth, did he race his UTV as well yesterday?
Yes, he did. Justin Barth was in the Pro Modified class yesterday. There's Dwayne Garrett's in the Ricky Bobby of Ultra 4 USA with his buddy Jeremy Tipton riding shotgun in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class.
So yesterday, tires were an issue with all of our UTV racers. Have there been any major issues with tires so far today?
Ryan Taylor, a pole setter, was in the AMSOIL hot pits early. Dwayne Garrett's pulled through. They did a visual. I'm not sure what they were looking for. Kimberly Sparrow was in and out. So there's been some issues.
Okay.
And we keep talking 35 and 37-inch DOT tire. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This has been a great week of racing here for the 2023 Can-Am Visions Extravaganza. This is Ultra 4 USA, and this is the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. That was Rick Levezzo.
Miles, look at the green terrain out here. It's absolutely beautiful out here in Jay, Oklahoma.
Amazing, yeah. We've been out here for a couple weeks already. Oh, there comes Eric Weichel and Joe Fabrizio riding shotgun. Remember Joe Fabrizio from Montana parked on top of Albert Contreras? Yes. He totaled his stock class car, so he rode with Tom Biddle in the hit for that race. Now he's riding with Eric Weichel. So tough break for Joe not being able to race, but he's still in the co-dog seat for a couple of them.
And talk about that seat time, right? Now he has the track down. He can help Eric out as well, so it's a great seat time for him. But, Miles, I think I'm going to, here in just a moment, I'm going to step out and go to the hot pits. But it's been fun over here so far, but we'll get Jim back in here in just a little bit.
Yeah, well, thanks, Pam. Obviously, you hang out with us quite a bit up here in the Can-Am booth. Always appreciate it. But, yeah, we'll send you down to the the AMSOIL hot pits, and then you can give away some of that LaserNut 360 wrap trophies here in a little bit. So thanks again, Mrs. Pam Hall.
Awesome. Thanks, Miles.
It's been a great day of racing. A great week of racing. There's been a little bit of everything. We've got the Power Sports Store, the Legends Restaurant, cabins, bathhouses, over 275 RV sites with hookups, unlimited dry camping, laundry, the Lazy River, the splash pad, the RC track, pools. This place is absolutely amazing, isn't it, Jim?
It is, and the most impressive thing about this place is here for us, the off-road public, and that's the bit I love about it entirely. It is completely bonkers and mad and insane. Get out here, support it, and enjoy all of this. What a race we've got on our hands here. This is absolutely fantastic stuff, Miles.
It's been so much fun and so much going on. This is the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. There are two races going on at the same exact time, and we are right in the center bottom of your screen right there at the Can-Am desk, right at the race line start-finish.
Yes, we had 21 runners and riders start this morning across two classes, as Miles just said. And we've got another car now making its way up through towards the Brannock Bowl.
And that is Dwayne Garrettson. Let's give a huge shout out to Jason and Gayla Robinette, all of the volunteers, the Ultra 4 USA staff, the AOE crew, media, safety, USAC racers, fans, and marketing partners. Without each and every dynamic there, we would not be racing here today for Ultra 4 USA during the 2023 Can-Am Visions Extravaganza.
Yeah, Dwayne Garrettson there making his way down towards the raceline start-finish. Putting that Jimmy chassis to work on that big LS motor. Dwayne Garrettson, he crosses the line and he is in second place in a 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class and 8th overall. So a solid run there from Dwayne. And let's not forget, Dwayne started right the way down in 17th position earlier today.
The car looks like it could be a little bit loose. And remember, he was in the Amsoil hot pits just a moment ago. So I'm not sure if he's maybe got a sway bar issue. I don't know. Again, we are speculating. But I'm sure there's some chatter over the Rugged Race radios.
Indeed. Now, if we talk about those sway bars, what are sway bars? What do they actually do?
They kind of keep the car more level on the off-camber stuff. But, yeah, so much racing action we have, so much more to go. So we're going to step away from the action. We'll be right back after this.
Amsoil runs on freedom and has since 1972. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond, because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
Ready for any challenge. Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
Speed Sport has been America's motorsports authority since 1934. Get news, results, and commentary from the most connected experts in the business, covering all forms of motorsports from flat track to NASCAR and everything in between. Bookmark speedsport.com on your mobile device now, or follow Speed Sport on social, and be sure to subscribe to the Speed Sport Daily. Speed Sport is your one-stop shop for all things racing on two wheels and four.
And welcome back to the 2023 Visions presented by Can-Am. We are here at Mid-America Outdoors for Visions Week, and today it's all about the 4500s and the 4800s in this first race. We are here right now. I am Jim Marsden, and alongside me is Miles Hasselquist. How are you doing, Miles?
Oh, it's been a great week. It's been a busy week, but it's been an amazing week. There's been so much going on out here. There is Jesse Oliver coming out of the trees.
Yeah, now Jesse's looking a bit off pace here. So it's going to be interesting to see as he crosses the race line start-finish. Will he make his way down towards the Amsoil hot pits?
Yeah, there's probably going to happen there. Oh, there's
Kimberly Sparrow.
She was in the hot pits the last lap also. Ooh, now the hood is coming off. So what is going on with that? We are not sure.
Yeah, no, we'll keep an eye on that. But attrition is starting to set in on this race now.
Yes, Jesse Oliver is pulling into the Amsoil hot pits. So it's a lot of action down there. I think Pam is on her way, so hopefully we can get caught up with her in just a little bit. Nobody seems to be moving really fast. Not sure what's going on.
Yeah, they didn't seem to be ready for him either. So obviously they didn't have their Rugged Race radio switched on. Now they're taking a side panel off. This is not.
This is not ideal for sure. Jesse Oliver has been racing with us since 2013. His first race was King of the Hammers back then.
Is that a coolant hose I see there? No, possibly not. I'm not sure. No, it is a coolant hose, yes. Yeah,
so he must be overheating.
Yeah,
so
can you see that he's got a pinhole there? So what's happened is he had a rock fly up and hit that hose.
But they've got 2 hoses ready for it, so obviously it's an issue they are ready to address.
Yeah, now the difficulty with this, Miles, is that the engine's going to be very hot, the system's going to be under pressure, so they've then got to get the water back in. As we watch our current race leader, that is Jeremy Jones.
On adjusted time, that is our race leader. But like you're saying now, you have to bleed the system as well for, you can get air pockets caught in the water system.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they've just got to be patient here, because if they try too quickly, all that's going to happen is they're going to get an air pocket, they'll get out on course, and they'll overheat. So, in fact, take your time. Be sensible. Make sure it's bled properly. But the trouble is, we're racing. And sensible goes clean out the window.
That is absolutely. Yeah, you put the helmet on, the visor comes down, and all the rules, everything. You can have strategy, and it goes out the window.
Absolutely. Now, as we look at the back of this vehicle here, you'll see he's got a spare tyre in the rack, and you'll see there's tape round it. And people keep saying to us, why do they put tape round the spare wheels? It's as simple as this. It's a visual identification for the crew when he's passing by to see that he doesn't need a spare wheel.
Or if it falls off, they usually write their name on it or their number on it.
That is very true. As the 869 there.
Jeff Flanagan, local boy, out of Disney, Oklahoma, just about 30 minutes down the road. That's where we raced for Legends of the Fall last year, and we'll be racing there again in September for Ultra 4 USA. That was a really, really fun race.
Fantastic drone shots here as we look down across our race course and then back across to the hot pits. And in the hot pits now, it is the 4517 of Jesse Oliver. They're just changing out a coolant hose.
Battling some overheating issues. Hopefully they can get that fixed quick like. Get it.
Now, the little rocks that you find on this course, they're like bullets and grenades when they fly off these tyres. And this is Sean Rance.
The OG Bronco cutting across the race line start-finish. All 4 tires still looking like they are in great shape.
And coming in behind him right now and crossing the race line start-finish is Woody Rose.
Our physical race leader, but on adjusted time, it is still Jeremy Jones.
Well, it is at the moment. Let's wait and see where Jeremy is on this next lap.
Woody Rose and Jeremy Jones, both in those Trent Fabrication chassis.
Now, Woody Rose is also going to have lap traffic here. He has got
Sean
Rance in front of him.
And look at Woody Rose getting a little slideways there. And the class act of Sean Rance knows that he's coming, pulls over, and lets him by. That is some class act racing from Sean Rance.
Yeah, that is indeed. That's fantastic to see. I thought he might be a problem there for Woody. But Sean just moves out of the way and says, hey, bud, you're faster than me. Track's yours. So they're getting out the coolant now. People often say to us, why do you need coolant? Why do you need to use antifreeze? It's not freezing. But the coolant itself raises the boiling temperature of the fluid, and that means it's less likely to cook, less likely to boil, and therefore keeps your engine cooler.
And there's Ryan Taylor, our pole setter for qualifying. Took off the line first this morning, but he had a tire issue early on, so he was in the AMSOIL hot pits. He's running right now in the, in that 6th position on adjusted time. We'll see what it updates at live.ultra4racing.com.
Yeah, and he's racing some very fast cars now. We saw Woody Rose in another Trent Fab car, and Ryan Taylor is also in a Trent Fab car. There's nothing to choose between them.
Ryan Taylor is in 2nd position physically and on adjusted time for now, but Jeremy Jones just hit the heads-up loop, so he'll be coming around very shortly. So it's going to be really close on time between Jeremy Jones and Woody Rose.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a Trent Fab lockout in the top 3 in a minute.
That is pretty impressive.
It is indeed.
But Brian Trimp is not cutting them any slack for sure. And tough break for Jesse Oliver, still in the AMSOIL hot pits.
Yeah, so it sounds like we are going to see Jeremy Jones. Jeremy Jones started in 9th off the grid this morning.
They took off one at a time every 30 seconds.
Yeah, and that is a visual now on Jeremy Jones as he hammers his way down towards the race line start-finish and crosses the line for another lap. And Jeremy Jones is our race leader on adjusted time.
With the fastest lap of a 16:23.
Now, isn't that interesting? Nathan Parks yesterday in the stock UTV 1406.
With a fresh course, and
Yep.
these courses are very tight, but yeah, I was suspecting a 15-minute, and I was a minute and a half off so far, and I don't think they're going to get any faster with the lap traffic as well.
Yeah. Now, when they're bleeding the system, you can see them at the moment refilling the cooling system. Quite often what they need to do is under the hood, I think they've already done this, is actually bleed the engine block. So they'll have a bleed point on the front of the engine.
At the highest point?
At the highest point, yep. They'll just release that screw or cap or whatever system they have, and that'll just allow the air to rush out, and hopefully the system will be bled. Now, some vehicles can be more difficult than the others to bleed, depending on what they are, and they have to take time here. Just get this right. Better to take the time in the pits than it is to have to do it out on track.
Our next Ultra 4 USA race is in Pottsville, Pennsylvania at famous Reading Outdoors for our second Eastern Series race, and then we'll wind up the year for the Nationals at Lake Havasu for Legends of the Fall. This is a do-not-miss event with Ultra 4 USA, F1 boat racing, a rodeo, national music act, Nitro Circus, American Side-by-Side Takeover, and much, much more.
Yeah, so much going out there. But we still haven't seen Brent Harrell come round, so it does look like that Brent Harrell's had a problem that is going to put him out of this race on lap 1. So real tough break for that talented young man.
Really bummer to see that.
And that there is Rick Levezzo. And just look at the size of those ruts there, Miles.
That is at mile marker number 6 at the end of the creek, and it is extremely tore up. When we first made that course, there's about 6 or 8 feet that was treed. It's missing. They've been bulldogging over some of those spots. And let's talk about that. You have 50 feet either side of course. So in the creek, you have to stay in the creek. But on the hayfield, you can go to pass either side within 50 feet.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's 50 feet of centre line. So 100 feet of racecourse if you need it. However, if you take a shortcut, if you do something that is deemed to be short coursing, you will still be penalised. And this looks like this is Cody Sinclair.
The Texas kid with Tyler Haggard riding shotgun in that Tribe 16 machine.
Yeah,
this young man has been doing some great things with Ultra 4 USA.
He has indeed, and the reason we have that 50-foot rule is simple as this. So if there is a blockage on course, you can legally get round that obstacle or whatever it is. It's not to be used as a shortcutting rule.
And he is giving it all he's got as he crosses over the race line. Wheel start finish. So Cody St. Clair is sitting physically in that first position for the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class.
Yeah, he's doing an absolutely great job there. And that means in second place in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class is Dwayne Garrettson.
And then in third is Rick Levezzo.
Yes, we've got a great race there in the 4500s. But right now, just looking here, oh, look at this. This is very special. Cody Sinclair is actually now third overall. What a great run there from Cody Sinclair.
That is extremely impressive. Cody St. Clair started in that 8th position and has moved his way physically overall into third. Great run. There goes Justin Barth, the 417, with Anthony Yount out of Springfield, Missouri.
And it just shows as he gets more and more race experience, Cody is getting faster and faster. He's getting that car more reliable every single race, and it's great to see his progress. But right now, it's a 1-2-3 lockout for the Trent Fab cars in this 4800 Brannick Legends class with Ryan Taylor.
I heard one of our...
Oh, hello. We just got a jump there, actually. No, Justin Barth. Looks like he might have jumped up into third in Legends.
That's a great run for him,
wow.
Justin Barth.
Great run
job
there from Justin. Superb stuff.
One of our safety crew was walking by and overheard the Rugged Race Radio, something about a drive shaft, so I'm not sure who or what, but it sounds like somebody's having some drive shaft issues out on course.
Well, we know that this is a very tough course indeed, but let's just go through our top 3 in the 4800 Brannick's Legend class. In third place, it is Justin Barth.
In second spot is Woody Rose.
And our pole sitter right now, it is Mr. Jeremy Jones. Started in 9th place as we watched Dwayne Garrettson exiting from the gully.
At mile marker number 6.
I love that section through
Yeah,
there.
it's a fun little spot. One of our drone pilots down there waiting for somebody to come through.
Found himself a race line banner.
As Jeff Martin, the number 1470, passes mile marker number 6 back on the back creek section.
It's worthwhile mentioning that out on course we do actually have mile markers. So every time you come to one of your mile markers, it says mile 1, mile 2, but it's really cool because we're now obviously...
mile marker winches.
Exactly, mile marker winches are supporting this series, and so we have mile marker markers. I think it's brilliant. And it's actually very useful for the competitors as well. It gives them an opportunity to be able to know where they are on race course, and for the safety marshals to be able to say where things are happening out there.
Yeah, because you can holler over the Rugged Race Radio, hey, I'm between mile marker 5, mile marker 6. I have a car that's upside down. I need some recovered, or I'm out of the race at mile marker 2 or whatever.
Exactly. So, yeah, we're always learning, and innovation's a wonderful thing, and it's great to see Ultra 4 USA making courses better and safer. And that right there now, we're just looking across the Brannock Bowl, and you can see that torn out line, and the ruts there are so deep now. We saw the UTVs. In fact, we saw a few UTVs roll there yesterday.
We've seen a few people roll a little bit everywhere.
In fact, we've seen fewer rollovers in the last 2 days than we did during qualifying.
Because qualifying is an all-out run right when you go. We just saw Leo O'Donnell, 23, our USAC representative. They are a sanctioning body and help run timing, scoring, race ops, safety, and tech.
And we've got a car now exiting.
That is Rick Lavezzo, I believe, and
And
James Mahoney. Putting those King shocks to work, putting the traction to the ground.
Indeed. This is a Get Bent chassis built by Keith Beam, and it really is a remarkable car.
And that's a great shot of this little creek section. When we first got here a few weeks ago, this creek was crystal clear. It was beautiful. Well, these race cars are tearing it up.
Yeah, they are, but these water sources, let's just be clear, they don't go down to rivers. They're self-contained on the site. And so we are free to use them. And that's what we love about Mid-America Outdoors. They put together so many fantastic tracks and trails for us to use. And our race director, JT Taylor, has carved out this fantastic 8-mile track for us today.
And it's a 1,600-acre park here. It is absolutely beautiful. If you are just tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you. I am Miles Hasquist. Alongside my good friend is Jim Marston. And this is the 2023 Can-Am Visions Extravaganza. And this is Ultra 4 USA Racing at its finest.
It is, and at the moment we are watching the EMC race for the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, and for the 4,800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. But let's not forget, at 1 p.m. this afternoon, it's the big guns. We're going to have the 4,800s out, the 4,400s out on course. I've gone 4,800 crazy as the
left front flat tire for Justin Myron.
Yeah, so he's going to be coming into the Amsoil hot pit any moment now.
Yeah, the 4,400 Unlimited race presented by Good Boy Vodka is going to be one heck of a race. I cannot wait to get that party started. Even though this is a great race we're watching now, that is the biggest and baddest names in our sport. It is a stacked field.
Now, we saw yesterday Paul Wolfe having some issues in the Pro Modified class in the UTVs, but then last night he went out and
dominated.
He absolutely dominated in the rock bouncing classes, winning the big boy class and then winning the UTV class. Can he, or did he do any damage to his big 4,400 class car?
He took a pretty good wheel stand on it.
Oh, he did. So we'll have to see what he can do. He is our pole sitter today, and it'll be very
Dwayne
interesting.
Garrettson coming up towards the Brannock Bowl. And here's Justin Myron in the Amsoil hot pits. They're part of Brian Tripp's team helping him out. Again, that's what I love about Ultra 4. You pull in the pits and everybody around is there to offer a hand. Dwayne Garrettson crossing over the race line, start-finish, clicking off another lap. So that puts Dwayne Garrettson in second place in the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, right behind Cody St. Clair.
Jeff Martin crossing the race line, start-finish. They can stay down through. It seems that they're fighting those lug nuts again. Now, we saw that yesterday, didn't we? With
Doug Langford
Doug
had some
Langford.
issues. And I actually caught up with him earlier, and it was actually the stud that was spinning in the back of the hub.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so they fought it, and then they ended up just having to drive it back on a flat. And I met my wife and kids down at the Rock Bouncer event last night, and Jade, my oldest, and Ella, they were both saying, "Did you see that blue Jeep that was parked in the field? Had this tire all tore up?" I was like, "Yeah, that was Doug Langford. He broke that in the Ultra 4 race." they got a pretty good kick out of it.
Fantastic. And that's what it's about here. It's about family, it's about friends, it's about coming out, enjoying the racing, enjoying the atmosphere as we watch Woody Rose as he makes his way around through the end of mile marker 6. There is the Ultra 4 camp. Most of the Ultra 4 teams that are racing this week are camped out here. We do have a few up the far end of the site with the bigger semis and that on the asphalt round by the main buildings.
And speaking about asphalt, how much asphalt have they put down in the last few months? This place is growing. Every time I come to every single race, there is something different and new. This place is amazing. It looked like Kimberly Sparrow we just saw a quick glance of. She's blowing by and heading towards the Spider Track backstretch.
That's an awesome image. Look at the speed there.
This is a little drifting right, and then it's a really off-camber down, and then a super steep left turn into the woods.
Oh, no, there's somebody stood at the top.
So I'll bet you these are drivers saying, hey, slow down, my car's, we have issues.
Yeah.
So they are flagging to tell them there is an issue down in the woods. So another class act, somebody's having issues, tough break for them, but they are letting their competitors know, hey, there is an issue down here, take it easy, take it easy.
Yeah, now, we were talking about this earlier. These cars have got to run for about an hour and a half out there. Most of them are running over 6-litre V8 engines. And fuel consumption is an issue, particularly on this racetrack. And why is it a problem on this racetrack? It's very short, it's very sharp, so you're on and off the throttle a lot of times inside the woods, and then when you break out into those paddock areas, it's a full throttle assault. So these cars are going to be burning a lot of fuel.
Yeah, the tight woods racing, it's a lot of fun, but like you said, you're on and off the gas so much. And then in those open hay fields, man, they're giving it all they've got for up to 30 seconds in spots.
Yeah, far better to take on a little bit of fuel than it is to run out. I've been that guy. It's no fun.
Alan Johnson's been that guy more than once, as we saw Jeff Flanagan cruising around at mile marker 6 through the creek. And is this Kimberly Sparrow, I believe?
It looks like it could be. Showing very good pace here. Let's not
love
forget
that line right there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Did you see Paul Wolf's video?
He was he like bunny hopped over. He launched it.
It takes some watching. If you haven't seen it, go to Wolf Racing on Instagram and Facebook. There's a fantastic in-car video from his P1 qualifying run earlier this week.
And gets a little wheel stand. Kimberly Sparrow in the Brannock Bowl, giving it all she's got. Crossing over the race line, start-finish once again.
And you know what? She's looking quicker and quicker. Right, we've got a little bit of wire caught up around the wheel here.
That's Justin Myron, I believe.
Wanting to get that wire out of there, so it just doesn't get caught up in the brakes and tear a brake line.
So it doesn't do any more damage to the rest of the vehicle. There we go, all clear. Hopefully Justin will be getting the thumbs up. He's had the thumbs up, and away he goes. And I'm getting some bad news from Mr. Casey Gilbert. Brian Trimp caught on fire, broke a drive shaft, hit the oil filter. He is safe, but is out of the race. So that was the drive shaft chatter I heard over the Rugged Race Radio. So thanks, Casey, for keeping me updated. But tough run for Brian Trimp. He had such a good race we're going.
Yeah, Brian Chimpy, he was absolutely smoking hot this morning. He was right up there at the pointy end of this race, and that is one of our Trent Fab cars.
And I'm going to go back to Brian Trimp. About a week ago, he was getting ready to load the car to come out here and realized he had a hurt engine. So he scrambled real quick, went to the junkyard, bought a 5.3 or a 6-liter with 250,000 miles through his fancy heads on it. Came out here running, and he was giving it all he had, but it's tough back break from a drive shaft, hit that oil filter, and poof, goes the Dragon.
Yeah. And this is Woody Rose making his way down towards the race line start-finish.
So that is our physical race leader, but on adjusted time. I still think Jeremy Jones has him, but it's going to be really close. This is going to be a race to the finish.
It is indeed. Still got all these tyres on the car. Spare in the rack. Very impressive. As he makes his way around the outside of the hot pits and heads back down into the woods. This young man's only been racing with us a few short years, and he's already doing great things.
There's so many great camera actions out there, camera angles out there. So thanks to everybody who makes this possible. And a big shout out to Speed Sport, our official broadcast partner. And don't forget, this will be turned into a 1-hour special that will be airing very soon.
Well, that was great news because that was Jesse Oliver, which means that they did cure the overheating problem. And it looks like he's doing well out there. We just saw him exiting mile marker 6.
And there's Sean Rance. He's got his little number plate dangling in the wind. These cars are taking a beating, but keep on ticking.
They are indeed.
And there's a great shot of the orange and blue arrows. The orange arrows mark the normal race course. The blue arrows mark the qualifying course. So part of the main course was qualifying just a few days ago.
Yeah, and that was Cody Sinclair we just saw a moment ago. And Cody Sinclair pushing really hard at the moment. And is our highest place, 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class.
I hear some sirens in the woods. Who's coming?
Now,
I believe one of them is going to be Jeremy Jones and Ryan Taylor.
Yeah, now this is very interesting. So, now Ryan Taylor was ahead of Jeremy Jones. So, has Ryan Taylor got a problem maybe? Or was it the other way around?
No, it is Ryan Taylor out front and Jeremy Jones all over the siren. But obviously this is single track, nowhere to go. So once they hit the Brannock Bowl, is Taylor going to get out of the way, or is Jeremy Jones going to have to battle him?
This is a proper battle. These are both Trent Fab cars. What have they got? Looking to see the tyres.
Oh, it looks like Jeremy Jones may have had a left rear flat tire from my visual eye. That's a guess.
Okay, I couldn't see anything there.
They're both all over the throttle, but he doesn't think he has a flat. They both blow by the Amsoil hot pits.
Now, they've got to be careful here. But now Jeremy Jones has the race lead on adjusted time right now. He doesn't need to get into... He doesn't need to get into a battle here with Ryan Taylor. It'd be best just to back off, calm it down a bit, and save his car.
What a great battle we have down there. So much fun, but it sounds like we have the one and only Mrs. Pam Hall down in the Amsoil hot pits, and she's going to catch up with Brian Tripp and get his action on what happened out on course. Pam Hall, take it away.
I'm Pam Hall out here in the Amsoil hot pits with Brian Shrimp. This is not a place that you want to see him, but Brian, you were running an amazing race. It was between you and Woody and Jeremy. You guys have been all back and forth all day long, but here we are in the hot pits. Give us a little rundown of what happened.
Well, we started right behind Woody, so if I kept him in my sights, and I mean I was right on his tail, we knew we were top 2, top 3, and been kind of bumping him the past 2 laps. And we got into some lap traffic that was sideways on downhill, so we both started blowing through trees and had to take a very unorthodox line to get out, and it didn't work out. The front drive shaft let go and took out the oil filter and had a big fire, but all our safety gear worked, and we were able to walk away. So.
Well, and here you are in the hot pits. You have to go get your car out of the woods, but you're hopping in with Tad after this, and Tad's out there with Woody. So you guys are going to have an amazing a race, I think, because you guys both have this course embedded in your brain.
Yeah, we should have a pretty good understanding of what to look for. This new rain might change things a little bit, but definitely wanted to get around Tad. That may have been a contributing factor to this.
Well, it's a bummer to see you over here in the hot pits, but good luck in the next race, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Pam. Right, well, a tough break there for Brian, but great to hear that he's still feeling well and that he's all okay and that the safety gear did exactly what it was supposed to do. Now, in other news, things are changing here on course. We've got a little bit of rain here in Oklahoma. How's that going to change the course? Is that going to improve the course? Is it going to make it worse? Only time will tell.
But we are safe and sound under our race line easy up here at the Can-Am desk, so we're going to fight the elements just like the race car drivers. So much going on, so much fun, but this is one heck of a race we have for the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4,800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. So two classes racing at the same time. They are scored separately.
And it's been raining very heavy there, look. It's already got a stream.
It's a cool little shot. I believe that's back there at mile marker number 6.
Okay, and the top 4 in our 4,800 Brannock Legends class in 4th position on adjusted time, Justin Barth.
In 3rd spot is Ryan Taylor.
In 2nd, we saw it come through earlier, it is Woody Rose.
And the top man to beat right now is Mr. Jeremy Jones with Doc Jones Racing.
And in third position in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, in 9th overall and 3rd in class is Rick Levezzo.
And then 7th overall, 2nd in class is Dwayne Garrettson.
And 5th overall and 1st in 4500 Modified, it is Cody Sinclair. Now, we'll try and keep you honest. This is all on adjusted time, and we've still got a long way to go in this race. Around about 30 minutes left before we're going to see the white flag come out. And if you don't understand already, the white flag is shown at the end of the hour-and-a-half section to the lead car, and we then have one extra lap from that point. Oh, we've got a rollover. So it does look, I can visually see that as we're just watching mile 6 at the moment. But on the infield there, we've just got a rollover on the Brannock Bowl. I didn't quite catch who it was, but our safety teams are already all over it.
We know it's not Brian Trimp.
Yeah, that's the 869.
Could be Jeff Flanagan. I believe that's Jeff Flanagan over there.
Jeff Flanagan.
Yep, 869, Jeff Flanagan. Yep. Tough break for him. Local boy out of Disney, Oklahoma. Hits the Brannock Bowl, and those ruts caught another victim.
And that is Cody Sinclair having to pick his way through. Just watch as he cuts out those ruts there.
So let's talk about this. There is a yellow flag out right there. It is a local caution. So drive by, get around them at a slow pace. As soon as you get past them, it is wide open racing. So Cody Sinclair, 4th overall and 1st in class for the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class.
Yeah, so Cody Sinclair still laying down a great pace there. Very impressive indeed. So they're just bringing in the recovery assets now. That is Liam McDonnell.
And JT Taylor, our race director. So this is a no-chase race. The only people that can help you is Ultra 4 USA officials or your fellow competitors. And it looks like Jeff Flanagan is out of the car trying to help as well.
So you just need to make sure he's got his foot on the brake or that the vehicle's been put into park.
Park, because he's not in the car, so there's no foot on the brake for sure.
Exactly. Now, it does look like he's running without a co-driver.
But it just goes to show you how well these cars are built. They'll take that rollover, let it settle for just a little bit. Hopefully the oil drains down and fire it up, a little puff of smoke, and head on out. There's Jeff Martin with another left front flat tire. This course is getting tougher and tougher, Jim. And the rain, I'm going to guess this is going to make for perfect race conditions for later on today for the 4400 Unlimited class presented by Good Boy Vodka.
Yeah, well, the rain has already stopped here. It was literally just enough to dampen down the top of the surface, and what a difference from last year. Last year, this was a dust bowl. Last year, it was you couldn't see as far as the hand at the end of your, or the nose on the end of your face. It really was that bad. A complete contrast this year.
And that's obviously a little bit of moisture helps with that. But also, last year was a 5-mile course. This year was an 8-mile course. That helps quite a bit.
Also, we've got to say a massive thank you to Mid-America Outdoors and to Ultra 4 USA. They've actually pulled this event forward. So we're not
a full month
to try and make sure that we do get a little bit of moisture, and it's working out perfectly right now.
If you are just tuning in, this is the 2023 Can-Am Visions Extravaganza, and this is Ultra 4 USA Racing at its finest. See a nice little puff of smoke. Jeff Flanagan just had a little flop over, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and pull off the course. Tough break. It's smoking pretty good, but I think everything's okay. It's starting to clear up.
Yeah, that'll clear pretty fast. What happens is they go over, the oil comes past the rings in the engine because the engine's not running. Just get a little bit of oil in 1 or 2 cylinders. And after a minute or so, that will start to clear down. What you don't want, though, is so that it returns back up through the air filter system and causes issues going back in through the air intake. Okay, right, who we got here? I believe that might be Jesse Oliver.
It is Jesse Oliver, and the course should be getting opened up here very soon. Looks like JT Taylor's backing out of the way, and we should be back to live racing action through the Brannock Bump. And I'm just getting an update from my buddy John Dykes. Sounds like Harrell smacked a tree and ripped the ram off the car. Tough break, but sounds like he's okay. So bummer to hear about Brent Harrell. That young man is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. So we have 2 cars out, Brent Harrell and Brian Trimp. And now we just saw Jeff Flanagan pull off and out. Here comes Justin Barth into screen. Justin Barth out of Springfield, Missouri with Barth Racing in his Jimmy 4x4 48P chassis with an LS3 427 Turbo 400 Atlas King IBPs, Walker Evan wheels, PRP seats, PCI, PSC, Nitto, and Warn. So, Jim, let's talk about shocks just for a minute. What is an internal bypass shock?
An internal bypass shock. Well, we need to go backwards a little bit. We need to talk about coilovers and bypass shocks before we get to internal bypass. So a coilover, we can see that on this vehicle here. That's Kimberly Sparrow. Okay, it is literally what it sounds like. It's a coil over the shock absorber.
So it's a spring.
Exactly. So basically what we have, and that is Rick Levezzo blowing through there in that beautiful 4500. So let's go back to that. So we have a shock absorber, and then we literally wrap that with a spring. So we've got the damper doing the damping, and then we've got the spring over the top. It gives us a nice compact package, and that's what we use. However, on a lot of these vehicles, we need extra damping. So we often have what are called bypass shock absorbers. These are extra shock absorbers that have what are called bypass tubes on them, and they look a little bit like spaceships. And the bypass tubes allow us to actually blow fluid back out of the shock absorber, and then what happens then is that we get better damping on the vehicles. A bypass shock, a coilover bypass basically has that technology built into the shock absorber as well. It's a reasonably new technology that's been coming in the last sort of 6 years, but it's great to see it being tested out here.
And I love the innovation of Ultra 4. They do so much great stuff, and I just gave that little update about Brett Harrell, but I think we're going to find him down in the AMSOIL hot pits with Mrs. Pam Hall, and he can tell you a little more than we already know. But Pam Hall sounds like has Brent Harrell in the AMSOIL hot pits. Pam, what do you got?
Out here in the AMSOIL hot pits, I'm with Brett Harrell. Brent Harrell, his son, is on the race course right now. Brett will be out there later on, but what is going on with Brent's car? Because I see that he hasn't came around quite yet.
Well, the game plan was to take it easy, first lap, fill the course out, and he got to race mile 2. There's a tight 90 there with a bunch of stumps, and he tried to go inside, clipped a tree, and it blew the ram apart. So his co-dog, Justin, come running over here, picked up a new ram, ran out there. They got it fixed. They're on course right now. They should be coming through in the next 5 minutes, I would imagine. So he's basically just out there trying to pick up every position he can for points for the national championship.
Because he is running currently second in points, and trying to pick up those points is definitely key out here, being a double points race.
Yeah, it's really important because he can go out and win a normal regional race with the double points, like Pam said. The lowest he can get here, if we did our math right, is 1,815 points if he takes dead last. So every position, last year I think he lost it by 40 points. So he needs every point he can get by the end of the year to try and go for that national championship.
Well, let's hope that happens today for him, and good luck to you out there in the 4,400 race.
Thank you, Pam.
Well, thanks, Pam and Brett Harrell, for a little update from Brent. Tough break on that, but at least we hope to see him here in just a little bit. And I love the strategy of the points game, and this is a double points race, which means it weighs a lot.
It does indeed, and the fact that they're sitting there. Yeah. So working out the points there, and its strategy is absolutely everything, and that's why we saw Paul Wolfe yesterday. He was working so hard to try to get his UTV back up and running again because he knew he had that double points thing going on.
And he wanted to go out there and set the fast lap because we also cut a check for every class for the fastest lap of the race.
Wow, proper hard charger stuff. We like that indeed. Right, here we are. We are here for the 2023 Visions presented by Can-Am at the Mid-America Outdoors. It's been a fantastic week of racing so far, and it's still on. There's the man himself. That is Brent Harrell.
We were just talking to his dad right now, and his dad will be racing in the 4,400 class at 1 p.m. CST in just a little bit. Great to see Brent Harrell back up and running. And look at that. That's Kimberly Sparrow getting a little bunny hop off that little section just below the Brannick bump.
Yeah, I'm impressed with this young lady. Look at the pace she's laying down here, outpacing her drone as she makes her way up towards the Brannick bump.
I think we're going to start calling that little hill the Yukon Launch. So through the Brannick Bowl, Kimberly Sparrow still pushing strong. Not sure if she's hopped in or out of the car yet. As she crosses the race line start-finish.
We'll give her the benefit of the doubt and say, is Kimberly driving?
Kimberly Sparrow out of Denver, Colorado, with Wasabi, a LS408 Stroker, Turbo 400, Atlas, Fox, Yokohama, Raceline, Yukon, Redline Oil, Full Throttle Battery, JE Reel, Barnes 4-wheel drive, and Warn winches.
And as we reach down into the last 16 minutes of this race, attrition is starting to take hold. Looks like Jeff Martin, we did see him carrying a puncher or a flat tyre on the left-hand front. He'll be in the Amsoil pits at the moment. So our top three in the 4800 Brannock Legends at the moment is in third, Ryan Taylor.
And in second is Woody Rose.
And in first position is Jeremy Jones.
Remember, they took off one at a time every 30 seconds. This race is on adjusted time, and it is not over yet.
Indeed. And in third position in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class is Rick Levezzo.
And in second place is Dwayne Garrettson.
And in in fifth overall and first in class in 4500 at this moment in time, it is Cody Sinclair.
And I do see JT Taylor, the race director, over there at the race line start finish. He's got the white flag in his hand, so it will be flying very soon.
Yeah, approximately 15 minutes left in this race now. And it looks like we're going to be seeing Woody Rose coming back past us very, very soon. And in fact, I have eyeballs on, and that is Woody Rose making his way across the race line start-finish.
The white flag did not come out, so we have at least one more lap to go. As our physical race leader, but on adjusted time, it's still Jeremy Jones, but it's going to be really close after this 8-mile lap.
And it's very difficult for this young man. He knows that the race leader is actually behind him, and it's very difficult to learn how to pace yourself. And that's when your rugged race radios and having good team is really important. Sitting there with the stopwatch or looking at the timings on here and feeding him in that information.
100%. Yeah, because when you're out front, you don't have that dust to chase. You don't know where they're at. You can't see them. They might be able to see you, but I think they're spread out enough, and when you get way out in front, you kind of get lackadaisical. You kind of don't know where to go. You don't know if you're pushing too hard. You don't know if you're pushing hard enough. So like you said, having that rugged race radio in the Amsoil hot pits is very important.
Indeed. Now, last time we saw Jeremy Jones and Ryan Taylor come round, they had a battle royale going on. Jeremy Jones was hunting down Ryan Taylor. He didn't need to on adjusted time, but equally, he doesn't want to let Woody Rose blaze off into the sunset. But he's got to be careful. It's so easy when you get into those one-to-one battles to make a mistake, push too hard, lose a tyre, break a tie rod, or do something dumb.
And it could happen any time. But there's a great shot of the Brannock Bowl. And that is Justin Myron coming out. And that 193. This is his first race with Ultra 4. So we waived his entry fee. So if you've never raced Ultra 4 USA, come on out. The first round is on us. Justin Myron out of Williamsburg with Myron's Garage Racing with ADS Racing Shocks, Holly EFI, AK Motorsports, Patent Paint and Automotive, Rugged Race Radios, Yukon Gear and Axle.
Okay, it looks now, this looks like we're going to see Jeremy Jones. It looks like he's got past Ryan Taylor.
And is that a left rear flat tire?
So that might be a front left, definitely front left. I think he has two flats.
So I think he had that flat tire on his last lap as well, and Ryan Taylor may have had a left front flat tire. So we'll see if we have a battle in the Amsoil hot pits.
Yeah, now it looked to me like Jeremy Jones had two left side flat tires there.
And here comes Brent Harrell. With Change Order Racing.
Now, this is a car I would love to see. Okay, it definitely got one of the Trent Fab cars coming in there. That is Ryan Taylor coming into the pits.
Did Jeremy Jones stop? We don't know.
Did not see. But it could be a change at the top of the list here.
And there is Brent Harrell with Justin riding shotgun with Change Order Racing, that 2021 Horsel chassis. Danzio LS7, 710 horsepower. Gearworks Turbo 400, Magnum Box with an SCS, TubeWorks, Nitto, Trail Ready, Fox IBPs, Rigid, Obstacle, Max tie-downs, Brent Schmidt Trucking, Warren, and Factor 55. His first Ultra 4 race was the Nitto Nationals back in 2020.
That is a car I would love to drive. I love the innovation in that vehicle. The twisted genius of Paul Herschel in full display there.
Builds an amazing machine. We'll see him later on at 1 o'clock with the 4400, and he'll have three of his cars racing in that race. Ben Miller, Paul Horschel, and Brett Harrell.
Yeah, I've got to say, Ben Miller was massively impressive in qualifying. It's going to be very interesting to see what he can do. Those cars are absolutely enormous. They're built for the open trails of Hammers, not for the tight wooded trails here in Jay, Oklahoma.
But Paul Horschel and Bill Miller are very similar cars. They've got IFS, IRS, and rear steer. So in the woods, it might be able to do a little advantage. And let's go over IFS, IRS. What's that mean, Jim?
Well, IFS is independent front suspension. IRS is independent rear suspension. Now, if we look at all of our 4900 class UTVs, they all have IRS and IFS. But IRS is quite rare in the bigger classes, particularly in 4400. We're starting to see a few of them coming through now, and nobody's really decided, is it a huge advantage or not? Certainly,
it's more moving parts.
Exactly. And certainly in desert racing, we see that the big trophy trucks, they're still using the solid rear axle, and they're certainly faster than the buggy dorks who are using the IRS on the rear.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see, and I love the innovation that's coming from Ultra 4. And it shares over to the deserts. Back in the day, the desert trucks were only two-wheel drive. Well, now they've picked up the four-wheel drive in the last few years, and I think Ultra 4 USA and the desert has been sharing technology.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a technology share there going on for sure. And the desert guys, they want every advantage they can get. So they're utilizing some of that four-wheel drive technology, particularly the portal technology that's starting to come out of Ultra 4 racing, and they're putting that into the technology base that they're using for desert trucks for sure.
There's a great shot of the Spider Tracks backstretch. And look how vast it is here in Jay, Oklahoma at Mid-America Outdoors for the 2023 Can-Am Visions Extravaganza.
Yeah, we've got probably one lap left in this race. We're going to see the lead cars come round.
We got two cars coming into screen.
Yep.
That is Sean Rance.
Sean Rance there.
And Cody St. Clair, both in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class.
Now, Cody St. Clair is going to be pushing past John Rance here, and sure enough, he does.
Cody St. Clair sitting in that first position for the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class.
Now, look at that. Yes, there's some dust, but that dust is nothing like we would have seen last year. That would have been an impenetrable wall.
The race conditions are absolutely perfect, and there are the drivers still warning them. So that's probably where Brian Trimp is pulled off.
I'm not so sure because Brian was up in the pits.
You're right.
Yeah.
Maybe he left a co-driver, but there's two there, so you're right.
We've got quite a few people that we are missing, so, we're missing...
where's Troy Digby? Where's Ryan Webb? Where's Brian Moore?
Yeah, exactly.
Johnny Valadez. Okay, you're right.
Eric Weichel. We haven't seen him in a long time. So there's a whole, plethora of vehicles that are out there on course potentially broken. And let's think back to yesterday. We had a 60% attrition rate. We only had 30% of the vehicles actually finishing course.
And right now it's looking to be very similar. There's only 3 cars on the lead lap right now for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. And then it looks like...
Yeah, that's very true.
3 for the 4500 class as well.
Now, this is going to be very interesting. I haven't seen Justin Barth for a little while. Is he got an issue out there on track? Time will tell. Wonderful shot there of our Brannick bump as they come out. And there is Cody Sinclair.
The Texas kid with Tyler Haggard riding shotgun and that Tribe 16 Cooper tire-powered machine.
Now, I find it very interesting. We just saw him there diving to the left. Didn't want to take on that big mound. And that just goes to show you how big that mound is.
It goes halfway up on the car when he goes by.
Exactly. We saw Paul Wolf during qualifying just launching off it as if it was nothing. And the rain's joining us again now.
Starting to come in a little bit heavier.
It is a lot heavier.
As Cody St. Clair is pushing strong, all 4 Cooper tires holding the air. And he is ripping down past the race line start-finish. And you can see the rain in the drone shot even. It's really letting down right now. You can see everybody scrambling, trying to get a little cover. I bet you our drones are getting a little upset. You just talked about Justin Barth, and there he is.
Okay, now this is interesting. Justin Barth, he's just taken a shunt here. Now, I wouldn't expect him to have to take a shunt normally. So I'm wondering if he's got a problem. Doesn't look like it.
He's definitely off pace, though.
Yep, I would agree with that.
So right now, I would not want to be in a race car as we see Sean Rance crossing the race line start-finish.
But let's talk about that, because these cars would have gone out today set up for dry weather conditions. They wouldn't have gone out there for wet weather conditions. And so would they? So they're certainly not going to be wearing rain suits. They're certainly not going to be wearing rain gloves, and they're not going to have their helmets set up for this. So it's an interesting situation because a lot of the helmets in the US have like a felt seal, as we watched there. Jesse Oliver climbing out of mile marker 6, they have a felt seal. So if they get a lot of water on the helmets, what tends to happen is the water runs down the back of the visors, which means they have to lift the visors, and then they get the mud coming into their eyes.
And we've seen the drivers come into after a race with just completely red eyes, like scratched retinas even. I mean, it can be really tough on people.
Yeah, I've been that guy.
I've seen you be that guy. It looks like there's Dustin Robbins pulling out. We saw him race yesterday. Yep. With all things UTV.
And he'll be wanting to get off that field with that big semi as quickly as possible now the rain's here. But I just saw Sean Rance popping into the AMSOIL hot pits there. But it looked like the way he was driving in, the body language of the vehicle didn't look like he wanted to come back out again. He just sort of nosed it in, which was unusual. But right now it's about the top 3 in this race. And the top 3 in this race in the 4800 Brannick Legends class. In third, it is Ryan Taylor. In second
is Woody Rose.
And in first place on adjusted time right now, he started in 9th. It was Jeremy Jones.
And it looks like Woody Rose actually has the fastest lap of the day with a 16:22.
She goes, and away it is. And in 4th overall and first in 4500 modified class, we have Cody Sinclair. Second in the 4500 modifieds
is Dwayne Garrettson.
And 3rd and 8th overall in 4500 modified is Richard Lavezzo. We're not going to be far off the final lap of this race, but let's thank some of the sponsors that make this sport possible. Raceline Wheels, AMSOIL, Mid-America Outdoors, and Mile Marker.
Rugged Race Radios, Project X Off-Road, Speed Sport, Can-Am, Good Boy Vodka.
Laser Nuts, Spider Tracks, Brannick Motorsports, Yukon Gear and Axle, and Whalen.
360 Wraps, Optima Banners, The Off-Road Syndicate, American Outdoor Events, King of the Hammers, and Fun Haver Off-Road. So please support who supports the sport. Without all these amazing marketing partners, we would not be racing here today at Mid-America Outdoors during the 2023 Can-Am Visions Extravaganza.
Nailed it, Miles, as always.
Always a pleasure working with you, Jim.
Okie dokie, we are getting to the pointy end of this race now. And very soon we're going to be seeing the race leaders coming across the line and starting their final lap. The rain is easing off. It's just like a heavy drizzle. And it is making for perfect race conditions for our 4400 class cars that will be going out at 1 o'clock today.
There's a great shot of Kimberly Sparrow. Right behind her is Dwayne Garrettson. Kimberly in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, and Dwayne Garrettson in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. And you were talking about Justin Barth just a moment ago, Jim. He just hit the heads-up loop, so we should see him in the next minute or so.
Indeed, I don't think he's going to be very far off, that's for sure.
Here's a great shot of our drone that's sitting on the table. They had to park it because of the rain. And it's the rain kind of gets heavy, lightens up. Rains a little harder again. But that's part of off-road racing, and this is Ultra 4 USA, and we can do it all. Justin Barth coming through. Anthony out riding shotgun. There's a great shot of the AMSOIL hot pits. And again, a huge shout out to all of our camera operators. It's raining. We're under a canopy. They're out in the elements. So again, it takes a massive group to put this together, and we just want to thank each and every one of you, and especially big thanks to Jason and Gayla Robinette, all of our volunteers, the Ultra 4 USA staff, the AOE crew, media, safety, USAC racers, fans, and our marketing partners. So here another rumble. That should be Rick Lavezzo coming through. And the white flag is out from our race director, J.T. Taylor. And it's a drag race, Rick Lavezzo and Jesse Oliver. So we're seeing Woody Rose on screen. So again, a few of our cameras are getting a little wet, so we're dropping a little bit, but we'll do the best we can and keep the racing action continued here with Ultra 4 USA, battling the elements with all of our tech and the race cars. But we aren't going to give up yet, are we, Jim?
We are not indeed. Weather is just adversity, and off-roading is about adversity. A little bit of rain will not slow down these mighty 4800 and mighty 4500 race cars. Although if I was in a 4400 car, I would be rethinking my strategy for this afternoon.
I was just going to say, if the rain would stop here soon, it's going to be ideal conditions. But if it keeps raining, it could get interesting on some of these back sections with all these dugout ruts. Look at that great creek section right there.
The issue is actually not so much the ruts or actually the drivability of the course. The issue is actually going to be about keeping your eyes clean and actually being able to actually be out on track for 2 hours and being able to race hard. In a way that, without your eyes being packed with mud the whole time. So I would be thinking about my wet weather strategy. Some of these guys will have one, some other guys will not.
Yeah, so that goes back to air filters, electrical connections. There's a little bit of everything when it comes to water.
Absolutely, yeah. So, do these cars, are they running raised air intakes? I don't think the water's going to be anywhere near deep enough to have to worry about that. But certainly electrical connections, I'll be breaking out the silicone spray. I'll be spraying down all my plugs and making sure that everything is watertight. Also, as I say, I'll be looking at my helmet choices and making some decisions on what I'm going to be doing with my headwear.
And then obviously the rugged race radios are electrical too, so double check your connections on all that between you and the pits.
Yeah, a lot of those radios are not waterproof, so just literally just tape them up or put a bag over them. Just little things like that can make a huge difference. Okay, I think this is Jeff Flanagan now. He's made his way around the corner. He had a lay down there last time.
And the white flag is out for the rest of the field. Jeff Flanagan still trucking along.
He sounds to me like he's running out of fuel. And that is Jeremy Jones coming through race mile 6.
And was that water coming off the tires or a little bit of smoke?
I think that was a little bit of steam there. It did look a little bit white and puffy, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt and we'll say it's steam.
Jeremy Jones is our race leader on adjusted time for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. So let's go over the Optima Batteries leaderboard once again. Sitting in first place is Jeremy Jones.
In second is Woody Rose.
In third is Ryan Taylor.
And we just got Kimberly Sparrow coming into view there. Now, Jeff Flanagan just went through, and you could hear his engine was misfiring. That's classic you've run out of fuel symptoms.
It sure sounded like it.
Yeah, it did. So I would have been stopping if I was him and just having a check. Now, that is the 193.
That is Justin Myra.
And Justin's putting together a good race. Now, we saw Justin. He was taking fuel on earlier, wasn't he?
Yep, he was in there. There's something else. So there's something else they were checking, so they went ahead and topped him off with fuel. And there is Dwayne Garrettson, who is in third position in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get some solid points in this race if he can keep it together. He's just received the white flag, so one more lap for Dwayne Garrettson.
And it's going to be really close on adjusted time between Dwayne Garrettson and Rick Lavezzo.
Yeah, we saw Rick cross the line a short while ago, being overtaken by Jesse Oliver. And our drone pilots are just trying to work out if they can fly in this weather. But I can hear thunder. And I'm looking here and I can see that it's not going to be far off before we see Woody Rose.
So Woody Rose is in the Brannick Bowl as we speak. And he is all over the throttle. And the white flag is out for Woody Rose. And right behind him, is that Brian Tripp? It is. So Brian Tripp fixed whatever he had issues with, didn't he? He had that oil filter in a...
That's A69. That's Jeffrey Flanagan.
So mile marker 6, Ryan Taylor just went through back there on through the creek.
Right, Brian Trempy. Yeah.
I thought I was. You had me stumped there for a minute because we just saw Flanagan. That's a black car.
Flanagan going through. Yeah. Sorry. You know when you get the numbers muddled in your head?
Oh, tell me about it. My brain gets fried after a race weekend. That is absolutely fact. But it's pretty impressive to see the no-quit attitude from Brian Tripp having some issues, but overcoming, adapting, and making it happen.
Yeah, so Jeff Flanagan is an 869, and Brian Trempy is an 896.
So hopefully this car can stay together. He
was
able to walk back to the Amsoil hot pits, get some parts, and head back out to his car and get it going.
Now, Woody Rose is the only car to have crossed the line completing 6 laps. Where is Jeremy Jones? Where is Ryan Taylor? So anytime now, we should be seeing Ryan Taylor and Jeremy Jones.
Red, orange, and then white.
Or has Woody Rose managed to pull out a lead on them? Now, we were talking about this earlier. Ryan Taylor and Jeremy Jones were fighting each other. Let's not forget, they both came in for flat tyres last lap.
Yeah, so it could be interesting on the adjusted time for sure.
Well, at the moment, I think that looks like that might be Jeremy Jones there. Jeremy Jones has just come across the timing beacon, the early warning.
Oh, with a left rear flat tire. It looks like it's wiggling a little bit.
Now, we were fairly sure that he had 2 flats last time. And that does look like a left rear flat. You know what? I think that front left is gone again as well.
So Jeremy Jones through the Brannick bump.
Yeah, it is.
And it looks like the checkered flag is coming out for Mr. Jeremy Jones. We'll see how it all shakes out, but Jeremy Jones just grabs the checkered flag.
So at the moment, on adjusted time, it looks like our race leader and winner is Jeremy Jones.
This is
6
all
laps completed.
This is all unofficial till we dot our I's and cross our T's. What a great race we have on our hands for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class.
And this looks like this is Ryan Taylor we just saw there very briefly on the video. And Ryan Taylor has taken the checkered flag here.
Ryan Taylor has another flat tire, so the tires are definitely becoming an issue here with Ultra 4 USA here at Mid-America Outdoors as we see Cody St. Clair, the Texas kid, still running strong.
Yeah, coming through mile marker 6. So unofficially, our top 3 here at the EMC race at the 2023 Visions presented by Can-Am here at the Mid-America Outdoors. Our unofficial top 3 in the 4800 Brannick Legends class. In 3rd position is Ryan Taylor.
In 2nd position is Woody Rose.
And 1st position started 9th today. It is Jeremy Jones. This is all unofficial at this stage. But there's still more racing action to come. And do not forget, at 1 o'clock today, the big guns will be coming out on track. The 4400 class.
There comes Justin Myron, the number 193, finishing his first ever Ultra 4 USA race. Great job for him. And again, the first round is on us, so we waived his entry fee. If you've never raced Ultra 4 USA, come check it out. First round is on us.
Yeah, Justin Myron, he finishes a lap down on the race leaders and is currently in 6th position in class and 9th overall.
But that's a great run by that young man.
Absolutely. Particularly on his first race against a stacked field of talent in that 4800 Brannick Motorsports class.
There were 21 cars that took the green flag. How many are going to finish? I'm going to say less than half on the lead lap.
Yeah. I have another car making its way around now onto the Brannick bump.
This is Brent Harrell getting all sorts of slideways as he's heading towards the race line start finish. Had some issues early on, but got it fixed up.
Yeah, so Brent Harrell crosses the line. I think he will have only have completed 2 laps. Yeah, that is correct, 2 laps. But he's not going to be last. So he's going to be at least 4th from bottom in Legends class. So he will get some points on the board, and it's double points here this weekend at Visions 2023. And the rain has stopped here, Miles.
It's just a slow drizzle right now. No, that's just dripping off the canopy.
Yep, it's
stopped. The rain has gone away. If the rain would stop right now, it would be ideal conditions for the 4400 race presented by Good Boy Vodka at 1 p.m. Central Time. Look. But there's still rain out on the course, it sounds like, for my rugged race radios. Little drizzle, little mist in certain spots. So we'll see how it shakes out, but I'm hoping for perfect race conditions for later on today. The Unlimited class, the biggest and baddest names in our sport. It is going to be absolutely amazing, Jim.
It is indeed. Now, this is our 5th race that we've had this weekend, or even our 6th race. And yesterday it started with the 4900 Stock UTVs, where we saw in 3rd position Mitchell Riccelli. In 2nd, it was Byron Starrett. In 1st, it was Jason Woodford.
And in the UTV Open class, in 3rd position, it was Cody Quattlebaum. In 2nd position, it was Philip Papapo. And then taking the win was Ian Dickey.
And then in the 4900 Pro Mods, it was in 3rd place, Carl Cheney. In 2nd, Corey Willis. And in 1st, a remarkable drive from Todd Beckett.
And in the 4600 Spider Track stock class, in 3rd place, it was John Rance. And in 2nd place was Lauren Healy. And winning his first Ultra 4 USA was Sergio Pinilius.
And at the moment, we are here for the 4800 and 4500 EMC race at the 2023 Visions at Mid-America Outdoors. And our unofficial race results at the moment, in 3rd position is Ryan Taylor.
In that 2nd position is Woody Rose.
And in 1st position is Jeremy Jones.
But look at the screen right now, Jim. Here's our 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified leader getting ready to come on out. So we should have our unofficial race winner of Cody the Texas Kid St. Clair.
Yeah, he only has the Brannick bump. He's got to take care in those ruts, and he'll be clearing those any minute now.
And he will be wide open from here on out towards the race line start-finish. The checkered flag is flying for Cody St. Clair at the race line start-finish. And he grabs unofficial win here with Ultra 4 USA.
Yeah, fantastic drive there from Cody St. Clair. 4th overall and 1st in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle
modified class. What a great race we have on our hands. We still are waiting for Dwayne Garrett and Rick Lavezzo. Who's going to shake that out to round out the podium? And we'll give away some of those Laser Nut 360 wrap trophies.
Indeed, and Cody's getting some photographs.
His dad, Anthony St. Clair's got to be super stoked. We see Chip McLaughlin out there. What a great race we had for our Everyman Challenge classes.
So we've had 4 vehicles complete 6 laps now, and we are waiting for the rest of the field to cross the line.
What a great run. And is it going to be a Trent Fab sweep for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class? That is pretty impressive.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. They did get broken up a little while ago.
There's Justin Barth coming out at mile marker number 6.
And Justin Barth, he could be the fly in the ointment here for the Trent Fab cars. We will see.
Justin
Barth on the charge earlier.
Justin Barth started in 12th position at 30-second increments, so he started 6 minutes behind Ryan Taylor. So this race is on adjusted time. He's got a couple more miles to go. I'm thinking it's probably going to stick.
Yeah, I think it's going to stay as it is at the moment. I think probably Justin has dropped back a little. Maybe he's had a couple of flat tyres. He certainly wasn't on the pace that he was earlier, that is for sure.
So we'll be kicking off the 4400 Unlimited class here in about an hour and 10 minutes. So if you have anything you need to do, you better get it done because the big dogs are tearing out here in about an hour. And there's Rick Lavezzo and Jesse Oliver. So did we miss Dwayne Garrett? That corner is really getting blown out, and it's getting muddy and sloppy and nasty for those 37-inch DOT tires.
He loves it. You're quite right. He does love it. Yeah. What's the order of play? We're going to stay live. So we're doing a highlights reel. It's a highlights reel from the rest of the week.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. What an amazing race. We still have a couple more to go to fill out the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. And who's it going to be? Is it going to be Dwayne Garrettson, Rick Lavezzo? or Jesse Oliver. Nope, Jesse Oliver is a lap down, so it is going to be Rick Levezzo and Dwayne Garrison, but in which order? Right now it's Dwayne Garrison in second, Rick Levezzo in third. But remember, this race is on adjusted time. We saw Rick Levezzo. Did we miss Dwayne Garrison on the camera? I do not know.
Or is there possible that Dwayne Garrison has a problem out on course?
Anything's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. He could be changing tyres. He could be fighting issues. You never know. But I do know this is shaping up to be a fantastic race this afternoon for the 4400s.
I sure hope the weather holds up just like it is right now. There's Kimberly Sparrow.
Yeah, and Kimberly's having a fantastic race. We've seen her come in for, I think, one flat tyre.
And I was talking to them last night, Kimberly and Hunter, and they were talking that Kimberly may hop out halfway through the race because she had surgery just a few weeks ago. So that could be Hunter Sparrow driving right now because the driver record has to start or finish the race. So he may be getting some seat time getting ready for his 4400 race.
Yeah, that's very true. And Hunter will be in a Miller chassis out here, I'm believing.
Yes, he is.
He will.
You're very familiar with those. Those are some beautiful cars.
They are. Lovely cars.
Chad Hunt will be racing one as well.
So as we are waiting for the action to continue here, first across the line in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class was Cody Sinclair.
And next up, is it going to be Dwayne Garrison or Rick Levezzo?
But the big news here in the EMC race in the 4800 Brannick Legends class, in third place was Ryan Taylor.
In second place, looks like it's going to go to Woody Rose.
And in first, it is Jeremy Jones. Started in ninth off the grid, had an absolutely blisteringly fast first opening lap. And then he's just controlled the race from there, but we did see him have several flat tyres.
And there was Woody Rose at mile marker number 6. So we'll see him in the next.
Yeah, I think it's that way. Here's some noise now I think we're going to be seeing.
So that is Justin Barth, part of the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Is he going to be able to shake it up the top three? We're about to find out as he crosses the race line, start-finish line. Grabbing the checkered flag is Justin Barth.
And Rick Levezzo is following him as well, and it looks like Rick Levezzo could be second in the Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. So just getting confirmation. This is all unofficial at this stage, but it does look like Justin Barth goes fourth in the 48 Brannick Legends class and fifth overall, and is sixth position overall and second in 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. Looks like it could be Rick Levezzo, but here comes Jesse Oliver crossing the line. Is he going to knock out? No, he's not. Jesse Oliver looks like he is.
He was a lap down.
Yeah, he's a lap down.
So I was doing some quick math. I think Rick Levezzo started about 5 minutes in front of Dwayne Garrison. So I started my unofficial stopwatch. So we'll see how it shakes out. But Dwayne has about 4.5 more minutes to get in here to bump out Rick Levezzo.
Yeah, so we've only had 6 finishes in this race so far. That is around about a 30% finish rate.
This course is tougher than we anticipated. That is for darn sure.
Yeah, it is very good, very tough indeed. When I drove around it the other day with Travis Kirk, I couldn't believe it. That was absolutely awesome.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we need to do that. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Try and find him out on course because we don't even know where he is. We haven't even had eyeballs on him for ages.
That was Woody Rose on an sure that could be a little drama. So I started talking about Jim caught me. We don't want to talk about that because there's drama involved possibly. Woody Rose may have ran an extra lap on our issue.
Yeah, it looks like JT's been screwed by the timing, guys. Okay, we can hear thunder in the background. I can hear horns as well.
And that looks like it's going to be Kimberly Sparrow on our heads-up loop. So she had a great run. She'll be on the lead lap. So she should be in that top 5 position. Great run for this.
And that is Kimberly Sparrow making her way around, coming across the race line, start-finish.
They got to be super excited, and everything is looking great out here. Getting everything tuned up for 1 p.m. start for the 4400 Unlimited class, presented by Good Boy Vodka.
Yeah, and we're still waiting to bring home the last of our heroes.
Looks like about 2.5 more minutes. Are we going to see Dwayne Garrettson or not? Is he going to be able to bump out Rick Levezzo? It is going to be down to the wire.
Well, let's just talk about this and the racing. So out here for this race, we've seen our 4500s and 4800s been racing for an hour and a half. Our 4400s are going to be out there for 2 hours. Now, fuel strategy is almost certainly going to play its part. Some of these cars, though, are built for King of the Hammers. Some of these cars, like Bailey Campbell, have massive fuel cells in
We
there.
saw her show that at Montana. They were able to run the full 4 laps out in Montana without any fuel stops. So they are absolutely don't have to stop here as well.
Exactly. That could play to their strengths. And so let's talk about fuel strategy there. And fuel strategy is a massively important thing. And what happens is that we've got some of these vehicles are going to carry more fuel than other cars. And at 2 hours on this course, I think any vehicles that are running sort of a 35-gallon fuel cell, they're almost certainly going to have to take fuel on. Because something that Brian Shirley said to me many years ago, big horses eat a lot of hay, and these
yes, they do.
And there's some serious horsepower out there today, and that looks like Eric Weichel.
We hadn't seen him for a while. He's a few laps down, so tough break for that, but great to see him still moving. Not sure what kind of issue we had with him, but we'll hope to see. I think Dwayne Garrettson has about 1 more minute to go.
Yeah, so Eric Weichel has completed 3 laps. So obviously had problems out there on course. A very easy vehicle to identify with those famous yellow and orange flames down the side.
And I hope to see Dwayne Garrettson in less than a minute. Otherwise, I think Rick Levezzo may take home that second spot for the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. It is going to be down to the absolute wire. I've got about 20 seconds left on my unofficial timer.
And Jesse Oliver. Jesse Oliver's a lap down.
He was a lap down,
isn't he?
Yep. So where is Dwayne Garrettson? He may not make it. I don't know. He could have issues on course.
This is Ultra 4 racing. Anything can happen out there on track, Miles.
This is a tough course. The dust has been amazing. No dust, technically.
Exactly.
The elements have been made for a perfect race course.
Let's just talk about this. We saw our unofficial race winner, Jeremy Jones. I counted that he had at least 5 flats. He came in the previous lap with 2 flats. He came in on the last lap with 2 flats, and he had a flat before that as well.
Yeah, it's this course is really tough on tires. These are DOT tires. Our next race is unlimited racing, so they can have sticky tires. So they are stronger tires. It's a 40-inch tire.
Yeah, but not only the most important thing here is not the fact that they're sticky tires, it's the fact they can have an armoured sidewall. So the people who are running the Nittos and tyres like that, they do have a lot of armour or Kevlar weaved into the sidewalls themselves, which means that when they're in the ruts and they're laying down that heavy power, they're less likely to get those little stones coming through the sides of the tyre.
And that makes a huge difference, and the ground clearance as well, too. Because we have the most common will be 40-inch. There are some 42s as well, but I think my unofficial stopwatch, Dwayne Garrettson does not have a chance to bump out Rick Levezzo. But does he have enough to get back here to the start-finish line?
And we have another vehicle
and
now.
Brian Moore?
Now, Brian had some issues earlier on.
He's running those ORI shocks. Those are a really cool design.
They are, so they don't use the spring, they use air as the spring. A lot of adjustment in there. They're very, very popular in rock racing and rock bouncing.
Rock crawling.
And rock crawling, indeed. Not so popular in the racing. And that tends to be because the air, as it warms up, obviously it changes pressure.
But we do have the Jensen brothers that are ORI. They race with us from time to time, and they're trying to develop every time. So they come out here and prove it with us here at Ultra 4 USA. Plenty of time, so we can ramble for a while. No worries.
Yeah, I got a feeling this might go to Jesse Oliver if Dwayne Garrettson's broken the track.
No.
Yes. Just to keep it sweet there, we just worked that out. Dwayne Garrison is actually ahead of Jesse Oliver because he's out on another lap ahead of Jesse, so it would be Dwayne Garrison even if he does retire.
Thanks again for everybody for tuning in for the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. This is Ultra 4 USA. We are just wrapping up the Everyman Challenge races, and then at 1 p.m., the 4400 Unlimited race is going to kick off. So let's go over our Project X staging for the 4400 Unlimited class, and that pole position is Paul Wolf.
In second position is going to be Cade Rod, who threw down an incredible run in that Dragon.
And then the Drift Man himself in third spot is Vaughn Gittin Jr.
And fourth in the Campbell car, it's Mr. Brian Crofts.
And the fastest straight axle of qualifying in fifth position is Chad Dowker.
And just behind him, we've seen we've got Chad Hunt out there in one of the Miller frames.
In seventh, two-time king, Lauren Healy.
And in eighth, our only lady racer out there today in 4400, it's Bailey Campbell.
In ninth position is Christopher Branton.
And then at number 10, it's Paul Herschel.
11th is Waylon Campbell.
And 12 in another Horschel car, it's Ben Miller.
In 13th, Off-Road Hall of Famer, three-time King of the Hammers champion, Shannon Campbell.
And then in 14th, it's going to be Brett Harrell in another Horschel car.
All the way from Australia, in 15th is Pip Justice.
Yeah, in 16th is Hunter Sparrow. We've just seen Kimberly Sparrow racing with us in the 4500 class. Starting in
17th position, he battled last night in the knockout race, is Ryan Rockhold.
Then 18th is Frank Vonderheid.
In 19th is Glenn Page.
In 20th, Tim Hooper.
In 21st is Levi Shirley.
And in 22nd, Jonathan Dawes.
In 23rd is Jan Pittry.
In 24th is Roger King.
In 25th, he took a little turtle during qualifying, is Philip Magilton.
In 26th is Brent Moffitt.
And last but certainly not least, Chip McLaughlin.
Yeah, now that's going to be great seeing Chip starting at the back, seeing what he can do.
So where is Dwayne Garrettson? We thought he should have been here, but he must be having some issues out on course.
Let's think. After the end of lap one, he came into the Amstel hot pit. The crew jumped around the car. They were looking over the car. They couldn't seemingly find anything wrong with it, and they sent him back out on track.
But the course may have figured it out what was wrong with him.
Exactly. But the other thing is, we can see.
That's Kimberly Sparrow.
No, that's not. That's Jeff Martin.
Oh, that's Jeff Martin. Correct. She's already finished.
Don't worry, I got you, bud. But we'll talk about that. It looked like when he was coming around those bends, like the car was unseated. It looked like he was a little bit unstable. So it might be what you say is the course has worked out what's wrong with it and dealt with it.
They couldn't find it, but the course found it for him. So tough break for Dwayne Garrison. He had such a great run going.
Okay, fantastic. We'll wait for that. So it's been a fantastic day of action, and it all started this morning with the Youth 170s, with the limited and unlimited classes. What a fantastic race that was, Miles.
25 guys and gals went out there, battled on this 1 mile course. They raced for 30 minutes, and it was one of the funnest Ultra 4 youth races we have ever had. It was great.
It was. Jacob Williamson took the checkered flag with 21 laps.
It was incredible. He's in that factory Polaris machine and just went out there, put the hammer down. He was in that pole position, never looked back. Multiple passes on a lot of lap traffic.
Indeed it was. Okay, and here we are. What a fantastic day of racing we've had. It has been all about the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class and also the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle class. But check this out. These are the official results for the 4800 Brannick Legends class. In 10th position, it's Eric Weichel. In 9th
is Brian Trimp.
In 8th is Jeff Flanagan.
In 7th is Jeff Martin.
In 6th is Justin Miron.
In 5th, Kimberly Sparrow.
In 4th is Justin Bath.
In 3rd, Ryan Taylor.
In 2nd is Woody Stevenson. Stephen Rose.
And winning the race is Jeremy Jones.
And from 11 to 15 in 11th, we've got Bob Lindgren.
In 12th is Brent Harrell.
In 13th, Brian Moore.
In 14th, Ryan Webb.
And 15th, rounding out the 4,800 Brannick Legends class, is Johnny Valdez.
So up next, the Good Boy Vodka results for the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. And that first position is Cody St. Clair.
In second is Richard Levezzo.
In third is Dwayne Garrettson.
In fourth is Jesse Oliver.
In fifth, Sean Rance.
And rounding out the 4,500s is Troy Digby.
What a great, great race we had. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with some amazing race action at 1 p.m. Central. Jim, what a wonderful race we just had.
It's been absolutely fantastic. I thoroughly enjoy it. To be here at Mid-America Outdoors at Visions 2023, it is awesome. But now it's about the grand finale. Now it's about the big dogs. It's about the 4,400s, and I cannot wait.
So while we have a little bit of a break in the action, we've caught up live from Speed Sport throughout the week to see all we have been doing out there. So we're going to step away and take a quick break and be back for the 4,400 class in just a little bit.
Hello and welcome to Speed Sport Live from Visions 2023. Hello everybody, I'm Dave Arnold, joined us alongside Erica Allreed, and we got a special guest, Jake Versi. Jake, how you doing, buddy?
Doing very well. Stoked to be out here at Visions.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond, because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
Ready for any challenge. Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
Speed Sport has been America's motorsports authority since 1934. Get news, results, and commentary from the most connected experts in the business, covering all forms of motorsports from flat track to NASCAR and everything in between. Bookmark speedsport.com on your mobile device now, or follow Speed Sport on social, and be sure to subscribe to the Speed Sport Daily. Speed Sport is your one-stop shop for all things racing on two wheels and four.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. The rest of the market has been trying to follow our lead ever since. But a head start is a head start. Run with us.
Lightweight, agile, and strong, the Pitbull is perfect for the job. The Pitbull is the first and only lift that can be used in the pits and in your garage. Elevate your racing with a Handy.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great off-road racing from America and around the globe. Woo-hoo-hoo! From Ultra 4 to rallies. These guys are fighting for the lead.
Seems very aggressive.
Short course to desert race.
Great move there. He is so fast.
Whether on 2 wheels or 4, Speed Sport 1 has the off-road action you crave.
Look at that move. Jumps to the inside.
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
Connect with the Wild is about off-roading with your buddies. Connect with the Wild is about going to Moab and conquering new challenges that you didn't think were possible. Ultimately, Connect with the Wild is about enjoying the outdoors in your vehicle as best you can. We're treating it like we know it's something special that everyone will remember.
watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great American grassroots racing.
It's time to rumble!
Whether you're into sprint cars or stock cars,
At the line!
modifieds or midgets,
Down to the low side, we take the lead!
third lane models or demolition derby, Speed Sport 1 has the grassroots action you love.
Are you kidding me?
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
Lightweight, agile, and strong, the Pitbull is perfect for the job. The Pitbull is the first and only lift that can be used in the pits and in your garage. Elevate your racing with a Handy.
Speed Sport has been America's motorsports authority since 1934. Get news, results, and commentary from the most connected experts in the business, covering all forms of motorsports from flat track to NASCAR and everything in between. Bookmark speedsport.com on your mobile device now, or follow Speed Sport on social, and be sure to subscribe to the Speed Sport Daily. Speed Sport is your one-stop shop for all things racing on two wheels and four.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. The rest of the market has been trying to follow our lead ever since. But a head start is a head start. Run with us. AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
Speedsport has been America's motorsports authority since 1934. Get news, results, and commentary from the most connected experts in the business, covering all forms of motorsports from flat track to NASCAR and everything in between. Bookmark speedsport.com on your mobile device now, or follow Speedsport on social, and be sure to subscribe to the Speedsport Daily. Speedsport is your one-stop shop for all things racing on 2 wheels and 4.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. The rest of the market has been trying to follow our lead ever since. But a head start is a head start. Run with us.
Lightweight, agile, and strong, the Pit Bull is perfect for the job. The Pit Bull is the first and only lift that can be used in the pits and in your garage. Elevate your racing with a Handy.
Watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great off-road racing from America and around the globe. Woo-hoo-hoo! From Ultra 4 to rallies, These guys are fighting for the lead.
Seems very aggressive.
Short course to desert race.
Great move there. Oh, he is so fast.
Whether on 2 wheels or 4, Speed Sport 1 has the off-road action you crave.
Look at that move. It jumps to the inside.
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
Connect with the Wild is about off-roading with your buddies. Connect with the Wild is about going to Moab and conquering new challenges that you didn't think were possible. Ultimately, Connect with the Wild is about enjoying the outdoors in your vehicle as best you can. We're treating it like we know it's something special that everyone will remember.
Watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great American grassroots racing.
It's time to rumble!
Whether you're into sprint cars or stock cars,
at the line!
modifieds or midgets,
down to the low side, retake the lead!
dirt late models or demolition derby, Speed Sport 1 has the grassroots action you love.
Oh,
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2023 Visions Off-Road presented by Can-Am. And this is Ultra 4 Racing at its finest. You are on for some great racing action through the tight trees of Mid-America Outdoors here in Jay, Oklahoma for this double points race. I am Miles Hasquist alongside my great friend from across the pond, Mr. Jim Marsden. How we doing, Jim?
Thank you very much, Miles. It's fantastic to be here, and this is the big one. This is the one that we've all been waiting for. This is the 2023 Visions Off-Road, presented by Can-Am 4400 Ultra 4 USA race. What a mouthful that is, but what a race it's going to be.
These are the biggest and baddest names in our sport. This is the grand finale for Ultra 4 USA. It's been a great day going through everything, but it's been so amazing. I can't wait to get this party started. We should be racing here in about 9 minutes. And it's going to be a great race. We have 27 cars taking the line, unlimited horsepower, unlimited suspension, unlimited everything. This is going to be a wild show, Jim.
It is, and we've got some of the biggest hitters in Ultra 4 racing lining up out there, and this race is going to be epic. 2 hours of race time on this course, and we've already seen the damage this course has done to other classes.
Yes, Jim, it's been a great day. But earlier this week, we started with the stock UTV, and third is Mitchell Riccelli, and third was Byron Sterrett, and first, Jason Wofford.
And in the Open 4900 UTV class, in third, it was Cody Quattlebaum. In second, it was Philip Papapo, and in first, it was Ian Dickey.
In the Pro Modified class, it was Kyle Chaney in third. Corey Willis in second, and taking the win was Todd Beckett for his first Ultra 4 USA win.
Absolutely, and in the 4600 Spider Track stock class, it was third to John Rance, second to Lauren Healy, and Sergio Pinonolius, he pulled out a massive win out of the bag, taking first place. We just wrapped up the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. Third position goes to Dwayne Garrettson. In second was Rick Levezzo, and taking that win was the Texas kid, Cody St. Clair. And in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, in third was Ryan Taylor, in second was Woody Rose, and first was Jeremy Jones. And what a race that was.
And we have a couple cool tricks for you. There's Paul Wolf with an on-car camera. We have Paul Wolf and Bailey Campbell with on-car cameras. We'll use those as long as we can. It's a really cool thing we added. I'm pretty stoked to see it go down. This is about to go. Jim, these are the big names. It's going to be wide open racing.
It really is. This is the best racing we have seen. In 27th off the grid today will be Chip McLaughlin. In 26th, it'll be Brent Moffitt.
In 25th is Philip McGilton.
In 24th,
there's so many big names out there. I can't wait to see it. I mean, we have two-time king Lauren Healy. We have three-time king Shannon Campbell. We've got the biggest and baddest names that are going to be racing with us here.
Yeah, it is indeed. But we're also going to have some drama on this race course, and I'm really looking forward to it. Levi Shirley, he had a poor qualifying session. He's going to be starting down the pack. We need to keep an eye on him. That man is seriously quick.
And remember, they will be racing at 1 every 30 seconds, so this race will be on adjusted time. This is an 8-mile course out here in the middle of Mid-America Outdoors. It is going to be phenomenal as we see the race jitters through Paul Wolf, getting everything checked out, double-checking all of his safety straps, and it is about to go. This tight trees, wide open hay fields, tight trees, it's going to be great.
Yeah, so Paul Wolf is making his way to the starting lineup, and I can see our race director, JT Taylor, has the green flag out. We're only a few minutes away from the start of this race, and we will be going live here at Visions 2023 at Mid-America Off-Road in Jay, Oklahoma.
And here comes your Project X lineup grid. Starting in first position is Mr. Paul Wolf.
In second is the young gun, Cade Rod.
In third position, Vaughn Gittin Jr.
In fourth, it's Brian Crofts.
Fifth, our fastest straight axle is Tad Dowker.
And in sixth and another straight axle, it's Chad Hunt.
Seventh is Lauren Healy.
In eighth, our first lady of the sport is Bailey Campbell.
In ninth, Christopher Branton.
And in 10th is Paul Horschel.
And then in 11th is Wayland Campbell.
In 12th is Ben Miller.
13th, Off-Road Hall of Famer, three-time King of the Hammers winner, Shannon Campbell.
And in 14th is Brett Harrell. We just saw his son, Brent Harrell, racing in 48.
All the way from Australia, Pip Justice.
And then at 16th is Hunter Sparrow.
Ryan Rockhold.
And 18th, Frank Vonderheide.
Glenn Page.
And then in 20th, Tim Hooper.
And then 21st is Levi Shirley.
22nd is Jonathan Dawes.
And 23rd is Jan Petrie.
Then we have Roger King in 24th.
And 25th is Philip McGilton.
And in 26 is Brent Moffitt.
Last but not least, Mr. Chip McLaughlin.
Now, there's so many stories inside this starting lineup as we watch this. Now, Paul Wolf is a man who's absolutely on form at the moment. And he's going to be loving the fact that he's going to have clear air in front of him. Better than that, there's a little bit of moisture on the ground. It's going to be a perfect race conditions. Just as I say that, though, the heavens open and we have rain here in Jay, Oklahoma.
It's a heavy drizzle as we speak. Last year we battled through the dust. This year it's going to be a little mud. You can't have the best of everything. Do you want the dust? Do you want the mud? You can't have it all. But here we go. 4,400 Unlimited Racing is about to kick off, I'm going to say, in less than 5 minutes.
So come on then, Miles, I'm going to put you on the spot. If you're a betting man, who's going to take home the P1 today?
Well, you can't count against Paul Wolf sitting on that pole position. He's already proved himself last night in the knockout. He has got a great race ahead of him, but Cade Rod's right behind him. Then Vaughn Gittin. I mean, it is a stacked field. I can't guess who's going to win. I just can't wait to see it unfold in front of us.
Absolutely. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And we've got all 3 Campbell cars racing out there for today, and 4 Campbell cars if we actually count the fact we have Brian Crofts lining up there in 4th position.
What a great race. This is the 3rd annual Visions hosted at Mid-America Outdoors, just outside of Jay in northeast Oklahoma. Spanning over 1,600 acres, this place is absolutely amazing, Jim.
Now, talking to some of the drivers earlier, this is a 2-hour race. That means that a lot of these cars are going to have to stop for fuel. So strategy is going to play its part out here for sure. But there are some cars, like Bailey Campbell, who's running 70 gallons of fuel. She will not need to stop. Will that play its part later in the race?
I mean, it's going to play advantage because just after the race line start-finish is the AMSOIL hot pit, so we'll see how it all shakes out. We have 27 cars to get off the line, one at a time every 20 seconds or 30 seconds. We'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, indeed. Now, our fastest lap we've seen this weekend is a 14.06 from Nathan Parker, right at the beginning of this session of fantastic Ultra 4 racing.
And now, that was in a stock UTV.
Exactly. Are we going to see these big guns break that 14-minute mark?
Up to 1,000 horsepower in a few of these vehicles. Paul Horschel's sniffing 1,000 horsepower. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And look at the line of cars. Remember, this race is on adjusted time, so even if you start in the back, you're still racing your own clock. You're just going to have to deal with more lap traffic. Normally starting in front, you have the great advantage with no dust, but there won't be too much dust out there with this perfect rain conditions.
Yeah, and these are all heavy-hitting cars. There are no slow cars lining up for this event today.
The great shot of Cade Rod.
Thousands of hungry horses there getting ready to start. And just wait until you see the roost coming off of these tyres as they make their way down the side of the hot pits and head down into the woods.
Less than 2 minutes to go for the 4,400 Unlimited class presented by Good Boy Vodka. Our race director, JT Taylor, has the green flag patiently awaiting. We have Paul Wolf with an on-car camera as well. We'll be able to check in with him and a Bailey Campbell as they race through the woods. Paul Wolf, we just saw him in that exact car last night racing the America Pro Rock Knockout, winning that race in his UFO and in his Can-Am.
Absolutely, and we saw him yesterday lining up for the Pro Mod 4900 class. He was sitting here on the front row of the grid, and literally 5 seconds before the start, his UTV stopped. Is that going to be playing on his mind today, Miles?
Oh, you know it's the race jitters, because like you were saying, he was sitting there, everything was good yesterday, and then something went wrong. He had to back out of the way. He worked on it for quite a while, trying to get going, couldn't figure it out, but now the UFO is sitting there ready to rumble. Oh, I see his hands up. 1 minute to go from JT Taylor. We are about to get this party started, Jim, and this is going to be absolutely amazing. There's a great shot of Lauren Healy and a Bailey Campbell.
There is indeed. Now we're going to get some superb shots from Bailey Campbell, hopefully. She has a camera attached to her vehicle. So let's hope our production team can bring that through for us. But let's not forget, we are in the middle of nowhere in Jay, Oklahoma for the 2023 Visions.
Don't forget to download the MAO app on Google or Apple. Go to AOE.TV, the Ultra 4 USA and Mid-America Outdoors Facebook and YouTube channels. Check it out. Share it with your friends. Get your snacks ready. Get the drinks prepped. We are about to go live racing.
And if you just joined us at home, this is 4400 class racing. This is unlimited four-wheel drives. Most of these cars are going to be on 40-inch plus tyres. They're going to be running independent front suspension. Here we go. Look at this.
3, 2, 1, live racing. with Mid-America Outdoors Ambassador Paul Wolf, number 1018 out of Brighton, Illinois, with Wolf Racing and that UFO single-seat beautiful Joe Thompson built machine on car with Paul Wolf.
And look at that, we had absolute laser focus there from Paul Wolf, and it's all about this young man, Cade Rod.
So it is 20-second increments, Mr. Cade Rod out of Cortez, Colorado, with Cade Rod Racing and his Jimmy's 4x4 single-seat IFS high-horsepower machine.
Yeah, commonly known as a Dragon. Those things are absolutely monster, and it's so good to see him back out here. And now it's Vaughn Getting Jr., GIF champion, Ultra 4 champion. There's not much this man hasn't done and not much he cannot do. Let's see what he can do today.
Another Mid-America Outdoors ambassador with Eric Davis riding shotgun out of Concord, North Carolina, with Fun Haver Off-Road Team with this Triton Engineering 2C IFS Bronco Brocky 2.0.
And lining up next, it is Brian Cross. This is the nearly man. He's qualified first at King of the Hammers. He's been so fast at so many races. Has he got what it takes to bring it home today?
Out of Queen Creek, Arizona, with CB Motorsports and his Campbell single-seat chassis, IFS.
And going off the line now, this is Tad Dowker. This is the first of our solid axle machines.
With Brian Trent riding shotgun out of Kewanee, Michigan, with North Shore Raceworks and a Trent Fab solid axle machine, Bambi.
Yeah, and we just saw a Trent Fab winning the Brannick 4800s Legends class as we watch now Chad Hunt in his Miller chassis.
With his son Caden Hunt riding shotgun out of Plymouth, Indiana, with Hunt's Motorsports and a Miller Pro chassis, solid axle, Mass Motorsports LS 427.
And the man that needs no introduction as we watch there. There's Tad Dowker making his way through, and on the line at the moment is 2x King Lauren Healy.
With Jesse Amix riding shotgun, another Mid-America Outdoors ambassador out of Farmington, New Mexico, with Fun Haver Off-Road Team with his Triton Engineering 2C IFS IRS Bronco.
Yeah, of course, we saw Lauren Healy in the 4600 Spider Tracks class taking second place yesterday as he roars off. But now it's all about this young lady, the first lady of Ultra 4. This is Bailey Campbell.
Another Mid-America Outdoor ambassador with Ryan Miller riding shotgun out of Gilbert, Arizona, with Campbell Racing. She's in a 2C IFS Campbell Enterprise machine.
It just sounds like that engine's a little bit fluffy there, but lining up right now, it's Christopher Branton. He was our pole setter at Legends of the Fall last year. This year, he's in 9th place at Visions 2023. Look at those big USD stickies.
Kamikaze Chris Branton and Ryan Webb take off out of Bossier City, Louisiana, with Upside Down Racing with a Jimmy's 2C IFS chassis, LSX 427.
And check this out, it's the twisted genius of Paul Herschel. Independent front suspension, independent rear suspension, passive rear steer, nearly 1,000 horsepower as he rolls off the line.
With Mitchell Sweat riding shotgun out of Park City, Utah, with Horschel Motorsports and that 2C IFS IRS Ford Bronco.
And this is Waylon Campbell. Another one from the Campbell stables in this single-seat Campbell car. Now he's been having oil pressure problems. Let's see what he can do.
Waylon Campbell out of Gilbert, Arizona, with Campbell Racing in his single-seat IFS machine.
And Waylon blasts on down. Huge pace, but this is Ben Miller. Ben Miller, this is a new car for him this year, also built by Paul Horschel. Almost identical to Paul's car. Independent front, independent rear, and another comedy-sized V8.
Out of Saatchi, Texas, with Elite One Intermodal Racing and that beautiful built Paul Horschel 2C IFS IRS Ford Bronco with rear steer.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's having to clear that motor out a bit. When they've been sat idling for a while, they quite often take a time to clear. And that is three-time king Shannon Campbell in the Dragon Slayer.
Out of Gilbert, Arizona, with Campbell Racing. Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Famer, three-time king Shannon Campbell.
And next off the line, as we watch Paul Wolf here, already down in the woods and battling hard. Just look how laser-focused and controlled he is. But next off the line, it will be Brett Harrell in another Horschel car.
Justin with Two Borks riding shotgun out of Almsville, Oregon, with Team Changeover Racing. And another Paul Horschel-built 2C IFS machine with a Danzio LS7.
And this is Pip Justice. Pip Justice is out of Australia, hence the flag on the roof, in a solid axle car.
With Diamond Dave riding shotgun out of Kyrus, Australia, with Rufus Racing, a Tribe 16 solid axle machine Donkey.
Yeah, and Pitt's been very fast recently, and this is Hunter Sparrow. I believe he was in driving duties literally in the last race, so he's out of one car, into another, and off the line he goes.
With Drew Broughton riding shotgun number 72 out of Denver, Colorado with Sparrow Motorsports and a Miller chassis, Ginger.
Watch him as he charges down along the side, and this is a man who needs no introduction, Ryan Rockhold. We saw him racing last night against the Rock Bouncers. What can he do for us today?
He had put on one heck of a show last night. Late entry, Maxxis athlete Ryan Rockhold taking out of Colorado Springs, Colorado.
In the Jimmy's IFS car. And you cannot miss that livery. It glows in the sunlight, changes colour as you look at it. It's an incredible machine. And next up, it is Frank Vonderheide. Powering off the line.
With Drew Davis driving shotgun out of Scranton, Arkansas with STT Racing with this Jimmy's 4x4 podium chassis.
And this is Glenn Page in 19th position in another solid axle car. And Glenn's all the way from Canada.
From Ontario, Canada with Greasy Clowns Racing in his Get Bent Fab chassis. I believe this is one of his first races with Ultra 4 USA. So if you've never raced with us, come on out. The first round is on us.
Lining up next, this is Tim Hooper.
With Daniel Parker riding shotgun out of Bentonville, Arkansas with Fuel Works Racing in his Trent Fab top shelf solid axle machine. And he is off and running. Fuel Works is one of our Mid-America Outdoors sponsors, so thanks to Tim Hooper.
As we watch Tim Hooper making his way down past the hot pits, we'll be swinging back round and we will see Levi Shirley with his UK-built off-road Armory Eurofighter.
Levi Shirley with Corey Nasso riding shotgun out of Dodge City, Kansas with Levi Shirley Racing and Lucky Dog Racing in that Eurofighter 2-seat IFS machine.
Yeah, he's packing over 750 horsepower out of that car. Be great to see what he can do today. And now it's Jonathan Dawes.
With Corey Day riding shotgun out of Mooresville, Indiana with Dirt Weapon Off-Road and that Trent Fab chassis straight axle.
Trent Fab, that's so well represented this weekend in multiple classes. And now it's Jan Pitre in 23rd position.
Peter Trott himself out of St. Columban, Canada with that custom chassis LS3 Turbo 400. Great to see him out all the way down from Canada, come out to race with us.
So many fantastic vehicles, and Roger King will be next off the line in the 124 car.
We saw him race in the 4600 Spider Track stock class as well with Justin Cowart riding shotgun out of Sparta, Tennessee with Team Robbie Bobby with that Motor City Fab solid axle machine.
And he's off the line safely and making his way down past the hot pits. And then this will be Philip McLilton.
With Dr. Amanda Ross riding shotgun out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama with B&L Motorsports and that Jimmy's 4x4 48P 2-seat solid axle machine.
And we nearly have all our runners and riders out on course. 2 more to go, and this is Brent Moffitt.
With Corey Moffitt riding shotgun out of Kyoto, Oklahoma with Catch This Racing and another Jimmy's chassis, April Fools. Another solid axle machine. And last but not least is going to be Chip McLaughlin. Which tree do you think he's going to hit?
All of them. So this is Chip McLaughlin. Racing in the Tribe IFS car.
With Brad Christensen riding shotgun out of Coral, Texas with Rufus Racing and that Tribe 16 2-seat IFS machine. And there he goes. Smokes the tree right off the gate. I was chatting with him earlier. He actually does not have 4-wheel drive. So he was just playing with us a little bit. He broke the front end on it, but he wanted to start the race for points for a KOH spot, and he is able to help fellow competitors on course. So he wanted to just take the green flag. He's going to park in the Amsoil hot pits and be able to help anybody on course, because let's get over this. This is a no-chase race, so nobody can help you outside of the pits except for a fellow competitor. So the class act of Chip McLaughlin said, I'm going to start the race. That way he can do anything on course outside of the Amsoil hot pits. It's pretty cool.
Now, do you know what I want to see? I want to see Chip McLaughlin running back through the forest with a steering ram on his shoulder.
I don't think he runs anywhere.
Exactly. That's why I want to see that.
And we are on board with Paul Wolf. How cool is this, Jim?
Yeah, this is it. This is our current race leader. This is the man who dominated the rock bouncing. And Paul Wolf here, he's doing a great job. But I just love looking how easy. Look how his body is just totally relaxed. He's in the zone and doing what he does best.
Chatting with his rugged race radios, making sure everything's running smooth. He's on communication with Chris Hickman. And look at Paul wiping his glasses. You know, he's left and right on the steering wheel. He's going through a water section right there. So he keeps wiping us off. And there's Chip McLaughlin pulled into the Amsoil hot pits. So he is the only one in there that can leave the hot pits and help a fellow competitor. Unless it's one of our own Ultra 4 USA safety members. For safety reasons only.
So we've got a race on our hands here now. Oh, and look how wet Paul is already.
So it's raining as well. It just quit raining now. But he must be, is he at mile marker number 6 already?
Yeah, he's going to be around about mile marker 6 because he looks like he's going up the creek at the moment. And you can see him just going, God, whiz, what is happening
And he's looking
here?
at the camera laughing like, I wonder if they're seeing me.
Yeah. He's
had to back up there.
Yeah, that's
okay,
it.
So that's the hard right turn right there at mile marker number 6. So obviously if he has to back up, it's getting really tricky. So now he's in a wide open section, kind of does a drift to the left, misses a really nasty pothole, and he's about to hit one more splash pass. So if we can stay with this, we'll see some water coming over the dash any second.
Now, you've got to think about this. He's going to be in this car for 2 hours, and he's going to be absolutely soaking wet. You get a lot of heat coming through the car as well. You get that adrenaline that keeps you going. But he's a very fit young man. He hasn't got a lot of, how shall I put this, meat on the bone, okay? And it's important that he stays warm. And these kind of vehicles in this kind of race conditions, it's very easy to get cold out there.
But the humidity is already starting to kick in. I can feel it. But you're right. The water does make you chilly. But Paul Wolf's going to give it all he's got. And this is such a great shot we have going on. We had 27 cars leave the line in 20-second increments, and there is Vaughn Gittin Jr. right there at mile marker number 6. The Drift King himself with Eric Davis riding shotgun, the Monster Energy athlete, still pushing through hard.
Now, we don't know for certain, but of course, Vaughn Gittin Jr. did start in 3rd position. So has Cade Rod already blown through, or has Cade Rod got a problem out on track?
And there is a Campbell car. I couldn't quite tell who that was, but that should be Brian Crofts.
It should be, yep.
Back on board with Paul Wolf. This onboard camera is a lot of fun to watch. Look how rough this car is. Even though the suspension works amazing, these cars really do put a beating on you. These cars are the Swiss Army knife of off-road. We race King of the Hammers, Crandon, Mid-America Outdoors, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Kentucky, Lake Havasu. We can go over huge rocks, mountains, short course, jumps, tight trees, mud, dust, desert. Whoops, these cars can do it all and do it all well.
Yeah, I was just looking. It looks like he's reaching back there to try and find his pumper hose. I've got a feeling he might have lost his pumper. You can see that his visor seems to be misting up, and that is the UFO, I believe, isn't it?
Yes, that is our physical race leader, Paul Wolf. And look, even with the rain, it's still a little bit dusty. So he's about mile marker number 7 as we speak. And here comes Lauren Healy, I believe. Yes,
yeah, that is Lauren.
With Jesse Amick's riding shotgun there at mile marker number 6.
Now, Lauren Healy started in 7th position behind Chad Hunt and behind Tad Dowker. So has he already managed to push his way past those two vehicles? I wouldn't bet against it.
I was talking to Tad and Chad about that. They were super stoked about their qualifying, but they're also like, yeah, but we have Lauren Healy right behind us, so we're going to let him go around if he catches us, which obviously they do, because remember, this race is on adjusted time. So if you've been caught, you've already been passed on time. So most of our drivers see it, they hear it, they pull over, let them ride around.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't be a jackrabbit. What do we mean by that? When someone comes up behind you, you find an extra gear and pull away. You've already been caught on time. You're not quicker. Get out of the way.
Look at the water coming here. That may be Bailey Campbell and Ryan Miller, I believe. Yes, it is.
Now, it's very interesting in these water sections because you have to make a conscious decision. Are you going to punch through the water as fast as you can to be as quick as you can, or are you going to slow down just a little bit and try and stop you getting so much water on board so that you can look after yourself so you'll be more efficient later in the race?
But it sounds like she's already taken off enough water to knock out her onboard camera, as we are here with Paul Wolf, and Cade Rod is right behind him. So we've got a race on our hands. Remember, they took off in 20-second increments. Go to live.ultra4racing.com for the same live timing we have here at the Can-Am desk. And Paul Wolf is on a mission, but Cade Rod has already got him on time. So our new race leader is Cade Rod on adjusted time.
What a race we've got going on here. These two young men are absolutely the pinnacle of off-road motorsport.
Looks like it's 15 seconds, so it's a 15-second lead from Cade Rod to Paul Wolf.
Yeah, and you can see that it looked like Cade was actually catching Paul Wolf there as he made his way down. So impressed with this new Dragon that Cade's driving, and he's driving with the seasoned professional that he is. Let's not forget, Cade Rod came up through the ranks. He came through 4,800 and made his way into 4,400 driving solid axle cars, and now he's been working with this incredible IFS machine.
Oh, and look, that was Vaughn Gittin Jr. coming up towards the Brannick Bowl. He is pushing hard, goes around the little Yukon launch there, but still